Good morning, everyone. How is everyone this Sunday morning? And no, we're not talking about football today. Forgive me, I'm the only one in right now because Penn just decided to leave right whenever I swap the screen. So, sounds like she's coming back. You back with us, Penn?
Yeah, I returned.
Okay, you have returned. Okay, we have started. We have started.
Hello, everybody.
Yep, hello, everyone.
And yeah, I decided to leave just as you start because I know that you were starting your music. It's like, I got like a minute to go and grab what I need to grab. Yeah, no. Good morning, Matt Squatch. Oh my God, Matt Squatch. Man Squatch.
Really? You want to call him Minute Man?
No. Although that might have been a subtle hint that he also likes getting boulders.
Wow. that deserves a meme right there.
Well, that would be Man Squatch's job to make the memes. I'm also waiting for all the memes so that we can put them up in your wall.
Oh yeah. I'm actually getting ready. There we go. Okay. Now, where do I want to put this messed up thing at?
Matt Squatch is when I do a reboot of Matlock. Holy crap!
Let's see. I want that right there.
Do you want it right there? Are you sure it shouldn't be 3 inches to the left?
There we go. Got it.
Hey.
We are joined by Samaj. Hey.
Good morning.
I am utilizing the thumbnails you have made for me.
I saw that. I saw that. I'm like, okay. Give me due respect. All right, I'm gonna pop in. I'm gonna see.
Much respect.
Yeah, I'm placing the thumbnail and for the video for the actual thumbnail, and I've got it below my video feed right below me, just so you can distinguish it.
Hey, below me.
I was actually surprised to see you guys streaming. Shouldn't you be in church right now?
I'm Jewish.
Right. Oh. You keep that knife away from my foreskin. I like it very much.
Honey, you ain't Jewish enough for me to do that.
Oy vey. Okay, all right. Jeez. Oh, the bagushkas.
Actually, it's a good thing you're in because Penn had a very important question for you, Samaj.
Okay.
I did?
Before anyone asks me a question, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So if you're, mostly it's for Sparky. Sparky, I know you're not.
What?
I don't know. Just it's no.
Well, it's in regards to why, like, okay, you don't go to church. All right, fine. That's fine. That's fine. To each their own. I'm not a believer in the faith, but you should. Did you at least take your family out to go see, or at least go to Denny's? That usual thing. Oh, that's right. You don't have a family.
Snap! Come on, man.
The only actual family I have left of actual blooded family is my mother, my half-sister, and my half-brother. My half-brother lives in Yukon, Oklahoma. My half-sister lives in Alastor, Oklahoma. So they're all about 2.5 hours away from me. And my mom is a hermit that just never leaves the house anymore. So
you got to bring the Denny's to her. Oh, okay. Well, at least... all right. I mean, okay. All right.
Besides the fact that I am Jewish, I wouldn't be in church today only because everybody else is going to be in church today. Because why? Super Bowl Sunday.
Nope.
Oh, the one time where it's okay to leave the Lord alone in His own house. Okay. All right.
Well, more like everybody's praying that their team wins. Oh!
I'm also agnostic too, so.
Yeah, I'm not a person of faith. I'll just bring it up because it's Sunday, and I just thought, why not? But you're right. It is Super Bowl Sunday. I forgot about that. So yeah, no, the Lord isn't. He himself isn't in church. He's probably too busy watching the game.
I was going to say,
he's probably going, okay, what Super Bowl event's going to be outside today? I could just, rain on that parade today.
It's Florida. Of course it's going to rain.
Yeah, I don't see the problem of just moving the podium over a little bit and bringing in a big screen TV, and that way we can all watch the game together. I mean, it could be a holy event.
Oh,
I don't.
I mean, there will be many Lord's name in vain moments too. My God.
Well, that's okay. We can work it in there. Maybe find work in some other swear words to not take the Lord's in vain.
Well, wait a minute. Wait.
No. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect.
I have to tell my joke. Stop it, Sparky.
No.
Yes. Okay, so today is Super Bowl Sunday, and today is also Groundhog Day. Now imagine for a moment that you're Bill Murray, and you have to relive this day over and over again, knowing that your team lost.
Okay.
And then wouldn't you know it, after I made that joke, there is an actual Bill Murray Groundhog's Day Super Bowl ad.
Oh, there's like an actual ad up? Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
There is a Bill. It's really more for this type of car. I don't know. It looks like a Jeep. Here, I'll share it with you, Samaj. Sparky, you might as well bring it up too, because holy crap, it was kind of funny. Bill actually looked like he was enjoying himself at this one.
I hope so. I hope he does more movies. I mean, I don't hate the guy. Not a huge fan of him right now because he's such a fucking drama queen.
There you
go. I hope he's in Ghostbusters, the new one.
Probably briefly, because it seems to be focused on the kids.
Yeah. I could see that. So, okay, I was going to be asked a question of some sort. I really don't remember if I had a question for you. Sparky, remind me.
You want to ask him if he has his own Discord.
Oh, yes. Do you have your own Discord? See, it was not that important enough for me to remember. It was just more of a passing
It was 5 minutes before I hit the stream button.
You think I remember that far back? Hi, I'm Dory, and I suffer from short-term memory loss.
I apparently expected too much from you.
Sparky, if it wasn't important enough for me to remember 5 minutes later, it wasn't that important.
This is the day of the Lord. We do not lose faith, not even in our people.
No, it's perfect. No, churches need to put up the big screen in church and stream it while they're doing the Sunday service. And every time somebody utters the word "God damn it" or something like that, they are required to donate $20 to the church.
Oh, yeah, it's a great way to earn money.
There you go.
I forgot to post this. I made a little thing for your YouTube banner.
For mine?
In main chat.
He's got a thing for a YouTube banner.
I saw it. Well, because when I opened up your channel and I look at all the thumbnails, I'm like, all right, you need some diversity here. And then I saw I saw where your logo is supposed to be. You have a circuit board. I'm like, all right, I gotta do something about that.
Wow.
Don't get too impressed. I did like a Google image search.
You're
there's that humble brag of yours, Samaj.
There's that humble brag, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just he's so much better at working Photoshop and shit like that than I am. Or
let me see.
Program you use.
Let me see.
Because it takes me forever to make like my basic generic icons for stuff. I mean,
Sparky.
I'm just no good.
Main chat.
Main chat.
Oh, I guess you guys screen share it.
Well, no, he doesn't. Well, he
going to.
Didn't have to screen share it. I just want to know where the frick to go to see it.
Main chat.
That's pretty good, sir. That's pretty good.
I mean, look, there are ways to get
from somebody who works in the industry. That's pretty good.
Well, there are ways to get around things to make your job easier. Google image search is a very, very great way of doing things. With that said, though, I mean, you have to alter the image in order to use it, because otherwise, you know, people are like, yeah,
copyright.
Which makes total sense. So, like, what I did is I just looked up circuit board PNG, and then that's how I got the circuit board. And then, of course, I changed the angle, and then I just did a square, and then I looked up some fonts. I'm like, oh, okay, this one's kind of techno-y. But yeah. Well, and I don't know exactly because I'm not great at doing circuit boards, so I just sort of did that, and then I just selected it and went over it with a brush, and then duplicated it and turned it black, and then just sort of altered it somewhat so it looked like it was 3D. It's one of those art techniques you try at. If I had more time, and if I spent with it, I probably would have done like a little like thing going down there with that's welding on circuits or something. Make it look like it's like Iron Man working on something, but that requires skills that I don't quite have yet.
I am Iron Man.
Yeah. You guys ever saw the theme song from the old '90s cartoon of Iron Man?
No.
Let me tell you, it feels manly as fuck because you see Tony Stark. He's not wearing a shirt. He's got some pants on. He's got his little thing where his heart's supposed to be, and he's got like this giant anvil, and there's melted metal coming down, and he's taking a hammer that's hooked up to some sort of thing because it's a really big hammer. He's just hammering down there, and the theme song's going every time he hits it. It's like, I am Iron Man.
Yeah, I can't remember which version of there's like 3 or 4 different iterations of that show for animation.
Yeah, you want to look up the '90s cartoon. It's only like 30 seconds long, but the thing is like you see a guy, he's hitting on this giant anvil with this giant hammer that has all this stuff on, and every time he hits it, there's a silhouette of different Iron Man suits coming out there, as if like different possibilities of what you could make. And I'm looking at this like,
sounds like a toy commercial.
It does, but at the same time, it appeals to guys because we're all about building and creating things and taking something and taking nothing and turning something into it. And I'm watching as this guy is just pounding at this hammer, looking at the possibilities. I'm like, yeah, that's why I say it's nothing but manly as fuck. It's a shame the show wasn't any good, but the theme song was interesting.
Appeals to the engineer at heart.
What are you doing, bug? Oh, okay, I see what she's trying. She's trying to modify a computer, and I hate to tell her this, but it looks like a stock generic computer, and there's really not much you can do to modify it.
What are you talking about?
Above where Samaj posted. Jesse Bug in the Discord is asking for my help.
Sparky, I need you.
Yeah.
No, bits and pieces.
I've been mostly away from YouTube, Twitter, and Discord for like the last week. I've hardly really done anything or posted anything, so I've been extremely busy.
Have you done something more productive with your time then?
I completed a job for the board down the road from my house, and
then it sounds like the time being away was worth it.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I had to go and look for that theme song I was talking about. Put it there in the main chat.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I could play it without any issues.
Well, 1990s.
Very well. I don't know. Play it at your own risk, I'd say.
All right,
or maybe just mute it and just show the imagery, because the imagery alone is powerful enough. I think
I'll take a chance. So,
ladies and gentlemen, let me show you the 90s Iron Man.
Oh no, it's not gonna allow me to display capture it.
OBS won't let you do it?
Oh, okay, there we go. No, my OBS has been screwing up like the last, 20 minutes. I finally got figured out. I actually figured out the issue while my bit rate was all over the place. I'll explain that here in just a second, but let's go ahead and play this.
We just finished watching it.
Yeah, I remember that one. And we have somebody new in the chat, it looks like. Let me go ahead and fix some of this and... I don't know why I've got this big black image in front of my... what the Matrix Rain's supposed to be in. I cannot figure out why.
But yeah, you guys see what I'm talking about with it. Don't get me wrong, big muscular guy hitting an anvil. There's slightly something homoerotic about it, but I can't deny that it's still not something that's like, oh fuck, that's like, man.
No, I want to introduce somebody. Bryce from New Zealand is in the chat. And actually, I believe I met him in a stream done by Paul Daniels, which is somebody who lives in Australia, and he repairs MacBooks for a living. He's along the same people, like, he's helps out Lewis Rossman a lot.
Well, hello, Mr. Ozzy from Down Under. How you doing?
Yeah, and I'll gloat on Paul Daniels for a little bit. He actually makes what's called board imaging software. And he basically makes a 3D layout of the Mac circuit board and overlays it to a circuit board schematic. So you can click on a component on the actual board what it's supposed to be, and it'll show you the schematic where it pops up at. And it's software he wrote himself, so he's actually pretty decent in the tech field, and he's done a lot of cool things.
Nice.
He'll even make voltmeter overlay software for different types of voltmeters that hook up to computers. So he's very knowledgeable and he's very, very freaking smart. But yeah, I believe Bryce from New Zealand, I think that's where I met him at. And thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I have.
It's got to be like late in the night for them right now, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually think it's more evening time.
No. Like, for me and Nemo, we're 14 hours apart. So if it's morning for me, it's definitely close to midnight for him.
Well, he's also in Australia, which ain't that far from... No, it is. Like, it's got to be early morning for them. It's got to be probably about 3 a.m., maybe 4 a.m. If I had to guess. If I'm not that, you know.
This is low stakes guessing here, Sparky.
Yes. I mean, it's not like anyone's life is on the line, right?
Not yet.
All right, but no, Smudge, since you're here, you might get a kick out of this. Let me bring up my Twitter, and let me bring up something that was. Where's that? Right here. So let me go to the display capture and bring this up. Funimation cancels interspecies for viewers dub and removes from streaming for failing outside of their standards.
Right. This.
Wait a minute. I didn't catch. Say that again.
Funimation cancels interspecies reviewers dub and removes it from streaming for falling outside of their standards.
Oh, right, because it's a softcore hentai.
No,
Yes.
I will. Well, I will say, I the other day I watched episode 3, and they crossed quite a few lines. Now, granted, I watched the uncensored version, and I'm pretty sure the censored version, might have a lot of light beams and stuff like that. But episode 3 still crossed quite a few lines. So,
well, I mean, here's the thing. There's a lot of people going after Funimation for censorship, and it's like, it's a hentai. They don't do hentais.
well,
like,
you say that, but they have a few titles under their belt, like Valkyrie Drive, the one where, essentially these two, the purpose of it is that these two chicks, one of them has to make the other one have an orgasm, and in doing so, she turns into a weapon that she can use in combat.
That sounds like Crimson Pandora and the Crimson Shell.
I don't know.
Sounds like that.
Maybe it's not it's an old concept. It's been around for quite a while, but it's like Funimation's done a few things. They have a few raunchy shows. I mean, I think what was it? I believe they also did Prison School, and that's also got a few raunchy scenes. That's got a lot. Yeah, in fact, if you go through their catalog, they have quite a lot that's there. Now, I think the problem might have been episode 3, because, like I said, it crossed so many different lines. It's not like it's really in your face kind of stuff, but it's still there. Let me tell you. You watch a scene where there might be light beams and stuff, and you can't tell that fingers and vibrators are going into holes. But let me tell you, you can't censor the fluids. The fluids are there, and you see it. I'm like, oh, that's an orgasm. Oh yeah. I've seen enough hentai to know what that is. You can censor some things, but there's some things you can't, or you'd have to edit out.
Yeah,
granted,
I'm sitting here looking at the whole thing. And it's like, okay, if they just got canceled like 3 or 4 episodes in from them doing it, did they not do any research on the show before
Apparently
they started
not
doing anything with it? It's like,
from the whole Vic Mignogna thing, because a lot of stuff has come out there. Funimation is full of fucking degenerates. I don't think they care. I think what they are is that they're also a bunch of cowards.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment you get any kind of criticism, they crumble. And I think they had some criticism and they crumbled.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be the end of Interstellar Reviewers. The anime's still going to get made. I think it's going to get licensed by someone else and get released. It's still going to come out, but they're probably going to redub it.
Yeah.
So I think this was kind of silly. Funimation knows it. They're just scared.
Yeah.
Well, let's face it. There's a high chance that Vic Mignogna's case is going to get past appeals, and then they start the discovery phase, and they'll either have to decide to settle then or go whole hog. But I don't think that they can afford. They might think that they can. I don't think that they really want any more lawsuits pending.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, I from what I've heard, there are. I think there are a few other lawsuits in the works. Now, I've kind of fallen off with the Vic Mignogna thing, just because when I heard he lost, and there's some appeals, and then it just things moved on. Which why I'm concerned with Vic, because he might need more money, and so I hope to. We'll see.
Well, here's the thing with Vic. The attorneys, because they initially was lost, and then was supposed to be the hearings for how much the attorney's fees were supposed to be. And Monica and Ron's attorney was trying to basically go for a ballpark in the amount of the GoFundMe amount currently, which ain't going to happen.
Mm.
And it didn't. So the judge averaged out per defendant about $50,000 each, which for Monica and Ron collectively was about $100,000. And they were initially seeking, like I said, like over 250,000. So they got way less than even half. And their attorney was basically, I mean, when I say crying and bitching about getting less than that, he kept on sending letters to the judge to overturn his own ruling.
That's a bad idea.
No shit. So, as far as we know right now, the appellate has agreed to take it on. Not the appellate court has agreed to take it on. It wasn't, they tried getting it to not go to the appeals court, but it went there. And now Vic's team is preparing the summary statement. The defendants will have a chance to respond, and then Vic's team will have a chance to respond after that. But Vic's team just asked for an extension for like the next 2 or 3 weeks, because there's the way that they had said it was there's just so much that we have to go through in order to summarize this properly that we need a little bit more time. Court granted it. It was not objected to, which is actually very interesting. So we're maybe looking at April for when the appellate court can decide whether it will move, like whether it will overturn any of the stuff or not. It's going to be a long process.
Well, as most lawsuits tend to be, it'll be a long thing. Who knows how long this is going to take?
Yeah.
Also,
but in the meantime, go ahead.
Do you mean to say appellate court or appeals court?
Appeals. I'm sorry. I was trying to use terminology I'm not familiar with.
That's okay, and I'm not familiar with it either. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't mishearing you. Okay, yeah, appeals court. Okay,
right, appeals court, and Vic would be the appellate, and the defendants would be the appellees.
Okay,
that's how that works. So yeah, the appeals court.
Well, it's lawyer speak. I'm like, goddamn lawyer speak. Fuck it.
I don't speak legalese.
Watch more Leonard French.
No. No,
I'm good with my Nick Rekieta things.
All right.
Yeah, I pray I never have to be in it.
Although I have watched Leonard, and I'm okay with Leonard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's real fun to watch. I know. Something interesting did happen on Twitter today, because I was just going through and looking through Twitter, and I found something interesting. And I'll screen share this display capture. So, a guy on Twitter by the name of @YopoAlson posted something. It's like, I don't believe it. Jack in at Smash Brothers, and he's holding a really old Mattel PET from the Mega Man NT Warrior series, and it's a video.
Wouldn't it be funny if he just went like this and said, "Ha, Jack in, Mega Man, execute," and it actually worked, huh?
And it's just what?
Well, I'm gonna let it play.
That's an old Mega Man toy, isn't it?
Yes, it is. An old toy, and he puts it on top of a Switch, and like an amiibo, and then it shows on the Switch, Mega Man NT Warrior comes onto the screen, and he freaks out about it. It's like, I just simply retweeted it and said fake. That's all I did.
Fake.
I retweeted it and I said it's fake. And below, he puts up another video. It's like, say what again? And he has the toy again.
Mm-hmm.
And he throws it on top of it, watching the amiibo thing on Switch. It's like, oh yeah, it works. It's like, that's not what I meant by fake. It's, you cannot buy this online. It's, again, fake. It's an old modified Mattel PET with a Mabel chip in it. Put in it. Nothing you can buy legit. Fake. And, he pretty much confirms it. He's like, yeah, it doesn't mean it doesn't work. The fact that this isn't available for purchase doesn't mean it's fake. The fact that it has an amiibo chip doesn't legitimate the work that went into placing it and desoldering it. And it's like, you just proved my point.
Yeah, you kind of have to tell people that, or they're going to be going on Walmart going, "Ooh, if I just buy this thing, it'll be the same like an amiibo."
You proved my point. I called it fake because it's an old Mattel PET does not walk with Switch. It's like, okay.
Right.
But
yeah. Well,
I'm not trying to make fun of the dude or anything like that. I just thought it was interesting. It's like, dude, you can clearly tell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's just always something wrong with. It's fun to make a video like this and have fun with it. However, let's say someone watches it and they get into it, and then they go on eBay and they try to find something, and they do, and they spend hundreds of dollars on an old toy, get it, and it doesn't do what you just did because you modified it.
Right. That's basically what I just said.
Yeah. So like, you're essentially doing something that's to start something, and it's going to cost money. Bad. Don't do that.
No. Doing that would be bad, okay?
Okay.
Oh, so speaking of bad, I know your answer, Sparky. Samaj, have you followed the impeachment stuff at all? The Senate trial?
A little bit. I mean, I'm a Canadian, so I don't have to follow it. I do because it's interesting and I find it hilarious.
Yeah, we find it hilarious too. Oh my god. Can anybody say coincidence that they basically voted for no witnesses on Friday, and like less than an hour, I would say maybe like less than half an hour, Blue Tsunami 2020 is already trending on Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah. Vote all the Republicans out. I'm like, as if this is not already a coordinated social media campaign to try to rally the bases and the paranoia to get Trump out of office somehow. Oh, and that there was this crazy lady who basically drove through 2 security checkpoints in Malargo.
Mar-a-Lago, huh?
Yeah. In Trump's resort there, here in Florida, and like Secret Service like was shooting to kill, like literal Trump derangement syndrome at its peak.
Well,
so if they couldn't beat him in 2016, impeach him. If they can't impeach him, then assassinate him.
Wow. Well, they already tried assassinating him when he was running before. I don't know if you ever saw, like, when Trump would do these rallies and he would talk about these things, and there was all these people trying to, storm onto the stage. Some of them did have weapons.
Can I just put out there that is such a stupid bad idea? Who remembers back when Obama was in office and there was a couple people that were saying and trying this and how fast they got arrested?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, she got arrested too. It's just like the insanity, man. The insanity levels are. I would not be surprised if there were some people who were literally prepared to drink the cyanide-laced Kool-Aid just because they don't want to live in this world if Trump wins re-election. And he will win re-election.
They can move to a foreign country.
No, they don't want to live in any world where Trump is elected a second time.
Well,
and speaking of, not speaking of that, but just a side note, welcome to the stream, Maddie. Nice of you to join in.
Maddie? There's a Maddie?
Yeah.
Where's the Maddie?
Yeah,
Maddie!
There's a Maddie in the chat. Maddie, if you want to come on, you can just jump into general, and I'll drag you into Robot Masters if you want to, chat, talk, whatever. And that goes for anyone else. Man Squatch, Wind Slayer. If you want to jump in and talk, this is an open forum. Anyone's welcome.
Sparky, Pen, and Friend.
Yeah, and friends. That's why the in friends are there. No, Samaj is in. And again, I gotta say this much to you. Thanks again for the walk you did. I'll utilize it the best I can.
That's okay. Like I said, I like hopping on people's channels, see if there's something's happening. But as soon as I saw that sea of thumbnails, I was like, nah, dude, this ain't happening. I will fucking make you a thumbnail.
Hey, Samaj, you're welcome on GNF anytime.
There you go.
Yeah, I have to take some time out and actually switch all the thumbnails on all the videos.
Well, you don't have to do it for all. It's just moving forward. Just switch them up a little bit.
Well, like for the 7 Days to Die and the Re-Caffeinated, I will do that for. There's not very many videos. This is like episode 16, so I just got 15 videos. Well, plus the part 1s and part 2s.
Well, let me put it to you this way. I gave you about 3, so that's good for a little bit, but you still need to switch it up after that.
Yeah,
it's best not to have the same thumbnail. I would say to do what Markiplier does or any of these other people. Take pictures of yourself in different facial expressions. Well, yeah, just do and then in Photoshop you can just mess it around a little bit. Like he'll use liquify and make the mouth over extended if he's playing a horror game or something.
He'll put an outline, a glowing outline around himself and separate it from the background.
Exactly. Just use like you don't need to be a master at Photoshop. Just put stuff in there to mix it up a little bit. Take like there's this thing called 25 facial expression challenge for artists.
I still need to do that. Holy shit.
Yeah, do that, but also like use that as a reference and take pictures of yourself doing that. Just of your head and your face. Don't do the full body. I mean, you could, but there's no point.
Man Squatch. So I have a half dozen screenshots of you, including the 1/3 of the Village People one.
Yeah.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
And
we have a Red Feather in chat. Welcome, Red Feather.
There you go.
I probably should show you the thumbnails that I used for my Joy of Creation streams there. So let me pull that up for you, Samaj. I want to know what you think. I know what I think. I want to know what you think.
Well, I always say, like, as an example of moving forward, look at the ones who are doing it well, and just emphasize them. Like when I look at thumbnails, I always look at like the big YouTubers and see what they're doing. And there's lots of color. Also, yellow. Emphasize yellow whenever you can. It apparently draws eyes to your channel.
Yep. That's why food places use yellow a lot.
And this is actually a cool little throwback too. I remember it's about almost 2 years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago. I can't remember when, but I ended up posting something about Leaf, and I was just ranting, and who was it? Still Gray found it, and I posted it and made a big stink about it, and it ended up drawing the attention of like what's her name? Shoe on Head. And it was just criticism to Leaf, like, how in the hell can somebody have a YouTube channel with like 3,000-4,000 fucking subs on it and not have any content on it? Well, there's people out there that's legitimately trying to make content and they don't have hardly any subs on it.
Because like with anything else, it's not who you know, it's who you blow.
That wasn't the point. The point of the criticism was, I see you, Maddie. Let me drag you in. And I don't think your server muted. Okay, there you go. You should be able to talk, Maddie. But it was like,
okay, cool.
Yeah, it was like this. I wasn't trying to go after Leaf or anything like that. I was just ranting at the fact that she has absolutely no content on the channel. She had like 4,000 subs. I didn't know she used to do a lot of stuff on Facebook, and that's where she got a lot of her subs. I guess it's my fault for not, doing due diligence and actually looking into it before I criticized her.
I mean, out of context, it looks like you're implying that she got all those subs because she sucks AP's dick.
Well, I didn't say. No, this is before that.
I think you were implying that she's a whore. How dare you?
Wait a minute. Leafs.
Time out.
Wait a minute. Leafs blow, so I don't know what you're complaining about.
Damn.
Well, I mean, I was going off of your thumbnail you made of her.
That's true. Well, that's part of the joke.
I know.
I call her a thought in the Twitch whore all the time, but that's just me.
Yeah. But no, I didn't know she used to do a lot of shit on Facebook, and I got a lot of fucking blowback. A lot of blowback. This is how much show.
Again, leaves, blow. What do you expect?
The Canadian leave. The unapologetic Canadian. But this is how bad it got. And we had the internet historian come to both me and her and brought us into a Google Hangout. And the intent was to record it and possibly do a video on it later on if it, just depending on how it went. But me and her were able to kind of settle in, go from there. I apologized to her. She apologized to me. She went online and said that, hey, all the harassment Sparky's getting, don't do it. It's fucking stupid. It's all over. It was a misunderstanding. Blah, 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 blah. But I found it interesting. Sean Head was one of the ones that jumped on it and actually criticized my channel because of all your thumbnails, they all look the same. Maybe you just need to go diversify some and start bitching about other people. And it's like, that wasn't my point. It's like, well, okay. But no, I know the icon situation's been a problem for a while. I just never really got around to doing anything with it.
Yeah, it's okay, dude.
But no, I just found it interesting. And, like I said, thank you for doing what you did so much. It means a lot to me.
No problem. Well, if it gets you thinking and looking at things in a different perspective, like with thumbnails, yeah, go for it. By the way, Maddie, hi.
You cannot hear us.
What? All right.
I'm sorry. I have my headphones on, and so Samaj is addressing Maddie. And the second that Samaj says, "Hey, Maddie," my cat behind me meows, and I'm like, Maddie doesn't sound like that.
What? Who? When? I missed something. Oh, by the way, there should be an ownerless wolf popping into the chat. That's what you call a Ronin, right?
Oh, Ronin. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Keep ronin, keep ronin.
Anyways, Samaj was trying to ask you something, Maddie, but you were muted.
Yeah, I did because he called and I didn't want anybody to hear the Convoy song, which is his,
Well, yeah, we heard.
I was wondering what that was. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's a running joke between me and him because he had asked me if I had set a ringtone for him, and when he finally got to hear it, he went, "Really? That's kind of cliche." So, well, you are a truck driver, convoy, whatever, And then the running joke between me and my mom also has my son in it because I asked my son if he had a ringtone for me, and he reluctantly admitted that it was Beethoven's Fifth. Dun 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 dun.
Bum 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 bum.
Right, and I said, "Hey, if you think that's bad, you should hear the ringtone I have for your grandma." He goes, "What kind of ringtone do you have for grandma?" I said, just the Imperial Darth Vader march from Star Wars.
We do have a Ronin in chat, and I like the emoji you put down, and I just gotta say this much. Hello, Ronin. What's up?
The other funny part was when I finally admitted to her what her ringtone was. When I got a new phone, I said, "I'm setting up all the ringtones for all my friends from my old phone to my new one, Mom." She goes, "Am I still Darth Vader?" I went, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Oh, good. Keep it that way."
It sounds negative. No, it's fine.
It's fine.
I think it was the first Ted movie that I heard that was the ringtone for his girlfriend.
Oh God. Yes, his brother's married, and his sister-in-law's ringtone for his brother is "Your asshole is calling." Your asshole is calling. First time I heard that, I went, "Really, Debo? Really?" She goes, "You should hear the one he has for me. It calls me a bitch." So it's pretty even at this point.
Well, I just got a notice on YouTube. Heads up, we have detected copyrighted audio and video on your stream. Your stream may be temporarily blocked, but it's still up and going, so.
You're going for now. I warned you. The Iron Man theme song will get you.
That's whatever.
You think it'll be fine? All right.
It'll be fine.
Yes.
I can always go back and edit it.
All right. Well, fair enough.
And
This is where I wish that
so freaking old. I don't
God damn it! We
do
can't speak for each other.
Oh, I can speak over you just fine.
God damn it! We're not in my server. I would serve me. Anyways, go ahead, Sparky.
Nah, it's okay. You can continue on. I was just going through the chat. And it's like,
Fuck you.
I was just going through the chat, and Breakfast says, it was before she sucked a piece dick.
Oh, you mean your little spat with Leaf?
Yeah, that was like that was before the whole Tonka bullshit happened.
In fact, that was even, you guys didn't really have a spat. You just had a back and forth. I mean,
it wasn't even back and forth. No, so me and her never really had an argument online, on Twitter or anything like that. Because how we ended up dealing with it was we just gone to hangouts and talked. Because I found out a long time ago, arguing back and forth with somebody in text space does not work for me. It's better if I could just talk to them.
Well, yeah,
chat.
You miss things like subtleties and tones of voice, and I mean, if you didn't know I was joking about killing you, then yeah, you missed that.
Yeah.
In text, that could be like, yeah.
Oh yeah, and I tried to, like, a lot of my issues, a lot of my disagreements, I tried to take care of in voice, just because it's a lot better than going back and forth in text space. I'll bring a couple of them up, like me and Anahero. Whenever we were still friends, we would commonly get into spats all the time and group DMs. And it was because he had misunderstood me, or I misunderstood him, and we ended up getting into a voice chat, and we ended up getting taken care of with the help of Kadan or some other people to kind of interpret things. And it worked from there until, some people went over the line with some things, and yeah, then I ended up just saying no. I don't want to be your friend no more.
Yeah, that's happened to me a couple of times, and I swear to God, if it happens to me again and people start poking their nose in, and I'll go, "Can you point your view outwards, like away from the conversation? Thank you."
Oh, Maddie, how you gonna be like that?
I don't know how many times I've had arguments with people, and other people just stick their fucking noses into it.
Well, it's like during the whole Tonka, Liz, and Sinatra dust ups. Like the third time I woke up in the morning, got on Twitter, and saw my feed was filled with all the crap, I just unfollowed everybody that had to do with it until it was all said and done with. Because I'd rather do that. I'd rather do that, and then when it's done, go back and follow everybody, than bitch on Twitter every morning about seeing the bullshit on my feed like other people were doing. And I literally tweeted, instead of stressing yourself out every morning, bitching about the drama that you're seeing on your feed, why not unfollow everybody and have peace?
Yep, that's exactly how I look at things. And like when the whole when the original Caffeinated died,
yeah,
because Anahero wanted to throw out a challenge to Tonka to have him come on, and so he could theoretically bitch slap him, and he kind of got turned around on him. Like, so I had eyes drawn on me because I invited him on, and I've talked to him, and then somehow it was my fault. It's like, Anahero invited him on.
Yeah.
Well, you're also a doxer, so that goes against you too.
And I don't see how doxing a movie to someone is doxing them, especially when they have nothing to do with that fucking movie.
People, sometimes they misuse words on purpose to try and get a gotcha moment, and it never really works. It's like when they were some people were literally, during that whole rigmarole, trying to tell me that Tonka and Samaj and Schmeckel and none of them would talk to me because they all considered me on Liz's side. And I'm like, anybody who knows me knows I talk to everybody. And they also know that if they have a problem with me, all they have to do is say so.
Yeah. Well, I've said this several times. I'll say it several times again if I have to. I know a lot of people won't like Tonka and Vamp and all them. I talk to them. I get along with them. I don't care. It's like if you have an issue with someone, take up that person. Don't take up the people that actually talk to them. Or
Yeah, you're not responsible for their actions, so why? Yeah. But that's just it. It's part of the mentality of separation and control. If they can get you to turn on them, then they can also get you to turn it on other people.
Time out. So these are the same people who also bitch about they don't like tribalistic mentalities. And then they fall into tribalistic. Then they try to throw that onto that's what Tonka and Vamp's doing, and it's like, no, you're doing that because you're trying to go after the people that like them and watch them, and you're trying to go after them because they like somebody you don't like. That's more or less tribalistic mentality right there. It's like,
well, I mean, there's some aspects of tribal. We could all fall into that. Especially when we have friends.
To a point.
Well, if we have friends that do things like, I had to, like my last girlfriend, she was nothing but drama. She just kept starting shit with people. And I'm so glad I don't deal with that anymore. But that's just the thing. Some people are like that, and sometimes you just like, if you care about someone, you want to be on their side, that kind of stuff. So there's always tribalism of a sort. I'm pretty sure if your future baby mama gets into a fight, you'll probably be on her side in that regard, for the most part, depending on what the thing was all about.
Yeah. Mansquatch brings something up. He says, the only time I ever interacted with Tonka, he was nice to me because I was willing to listen to his side of the Tonka war over Broski doxing water jabbers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tonka is actually somebody you can come up to and talk to. If you're civil about it and you come up to him and legitimately want to know something or ask him something, he will sit down and he will talk to you. Yeah. He's not this person that somebody goes, oh, well, he'll mute you and do this and do that, and you can't get word edgewise. He will do that if you're a fucking jackass right off the get-go. Like, if you come into a stream or to a chat and you want to go wrestle, wheelchair, Vam's a tranny, you have a small dick, your fucking teeth are bad, you just want to fucking throw insults, yeah, you're gonna get muted, you're gonna get booted, and you're gonna get made fun of.
Good morning, Jen.
Yeah. To be fair, I mean, everyone will do that to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to be listened to, and everyone wants to have that wants to be considered in the conversation. I'm pretty sure, like, anyone would be in that regards. I mean, I'm sure.
It's like when I used to do my morning show on YouTube, my morning news show on YouTube. It got to the point where there was somebody before me, and then Tonka would do his stream. Tonka would sit there and he would shout my stream out to get more people in my chat. And he wrote in my live chat one morning, and about 2 or 3 people were trying to start shit. And I said, I see what you're doing in my live chat. My channel does not support drama, and if you continue it, you will be kicked out of this live chat. I'm not standing for this bullshit.
Yeah. But no, if you legitimately go up to Tonka or Vamp or any one of them and just simply ask, hey, what happened to this? Or, hey, what's this about? And you legitimately just want to know something? Or, hey, what's this person doing? Like, I'll put it to, like, Thrax and Jacob. Hey, why is Thrax and Jacob doing this? He'll sit down and he'll legitimately talk to you about it. And be like, yeah, they have some issues they're walking through, and they don't know when to say, when to shut up or stay silent. They let their mouths overload their brains, and they get into fights and arguments and this and that. He'll legitimately criticize them too because of the fact that they do that. What he doesn't like is when people try to go after him for the simple fact of, well, they do have problems, but people take that over the line and like want to ridicule him for like, oh, well, this person's a dog fucker or something like that. And it's like, it's stupid. And one other thing I'll touch on a little bit, Mansquatch said. I was even on Doc's show when Doc was roasting Tonka. The only time was on his show, and one of the last iOS I listened to since Doc decided to stay silent on what Addy did. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna go at Doc. I'm not gonna criticize Doc. It's up to him. If he wants to point out something that someone did, I think to myself that he needs to point at everyone, including people in his own circle or outside his circle. If you're gonna do one thing, do it to the other person. If you're not gonna do that, then you probably just need to keep your mouth shut, and silent all around.
Yeah. Well, it's like I got the reputation of it's gotten to the point with, and I've seen this happen a couple of times with me. It's like, I don't call people out publicly on Twitter unless they're doing something on Twitter publicly that I personally feel is not right. Like when you're in the middle of a debate and all of a sudden you start making fun of somebody's illness, or somebody's trying to, make somebody guilty by association and all this shit. And I'm like, nope. And the first time I did that was with, Mr. Gabe the Samurai, when he on Twitter literally posted and tagged me in the post a banner that had me in it with Liz and other people in a long since dead channel. And all I said was, yes, I was invited to post to that channel. I never did post to that channel. And before you try to guilt me by association, your halo's crooked too.
Everyone, that's actually a really good take. And hey, Lindab, we're just reminiscing about the past. We're not trying to saw anything like that. We're just talking about just bullshit that's happened way back when.
Oh, bullshit. You started to start drama. I know you. You just started drama.
Or whatever.
You're trying to be a drama channel.
But no.
Fuck you.
But
hey,
Max,
I wouldn't mind it, but that's not the intent.
You're just doing some reviews, man. I know you. You're fucking... Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But Max, if you feel like that's something you need to do, then that's on you. To me, it shows character. Like with the whole Zell and Addy, we don't allow doctors here and Zell and Addy's on his show regularly. But that's up to him. If he wants to pull people in that he wants to talk to, that's completely fine. Let him. And the whole term of doxing is so skewed, it's bullshit. Because I've even had to call Antoine, Matt. I had to call him out on this with the whole fucking his picture being put out there because somebody searched for it. It's like, dude, man, you used your screen handle you used on Twitter and another social media platform that was tied to your picture. You did that to you. That was your fault. Is it right? No, it's kind of a scummy move, but I can't call it doxing. And with the whole fact of Matt, I guess, twisting words of Zell's name out to throw slight, jab at him because Zell was doing the same thing to him. Well, again, that's not doxing. It's not identifiable. Is there a first name? Yes, no, I don't know. Maybe you can consider it, even though it doesn't matter. It's not identifiable. You cannot identify that person with that twisting of words, anything like that. And if Zell didn't want it done to him, he shouldn't have done it to other people. So again, it comes down to you kind of get what you ask for if you try to do shit to people online. Just don't be a fucking idiot.
Almost like a what goes around comes around kind of deal?
Yes, kind of like that.
I was like, the first time I actually had a website up and everything, I had about 4 or 5 different people contact me and go, you got your actual address on the website. I said, yes, I know that. Did you realize that's not a very good idea? I said, you do realize that I've already done the research and people don't tend to take stock or even trust a website that doesn't have a physical address of some kind on the website. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, it's like I kind of commented on your little tweet you made the other day. And it's like, you do know that, Yeah. I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to, throw out there and just comment on your main feed of, this person's doing this and this is what you disagreed with. And you blurt out the name to keep people from trying to go after them.
Yeah.
But for the fact of, if people know anything about Twitter, they can just go log and go, oh, well, that was on the Twitter feed. Only thing they gotta do is go to your tweets and replies and they can find it. I found it in 10 seconds.
Well, it's like this account, my geek account, is small. I'm waiting for somebody to go, oh yeah, you quote tweeted me, so you'd have your whole audience come after you. Say, you think this audience is big? You want me to switch to my main Twitter account?
I've had people go at me too for quote tweeting them. Oh, you blocked this person. They quote tweet and you quote tweeted them. You're such a bit. Yeah, I blocked them because I didn't want anything to do with them. They won't shut up about me. It's kind of my right to be able to quote tweet if I want.
Well, it's like,
it's
to me,
my Twitter, and I'll quote it if I want to quote it if I want. Never mind.
It's like, and it's like I'll legitimately leave people alone, and I won't try to start shit with anyone. I was reminiscing.
Sparky saying so. No.
I'll bring up stupid. Hey Draco. Like I said, I'll bring up dumb shit that's happened up in the past, but I won't try to make anything of it now. So who cares?
Well, it's like I think in my entire time of being on Twitter, I've only blocked one person, and that's because they were literally giving me the impression and literally told me that they could go through the conversation and misquote whatever they wanted of me in order to prove a false point. I'm not going to name them because that's not the way I work.
Does the name start? Never mind. I always respect that. I was going to say, does their name start with A?
I've never had any problems with Addie, but every time I see him in a live chat, let's just say I'm very careful as to what I type. So we'll just leave it at that.
I was on YouTube.
I was thinking of somebody else. That just so happened to come out that way.
Yeah. I have a lot of people blocked. I have Apple. Let's see who else.
Microsoft, Amazon,
Bank One, the banks of whatever. I have
all
a whole
the
bunch
banks.
of people. All the banks are blocked.
AOC.
Hold on, let's see who's blocked. Bride's Blush is blocked. Lincoln is blocked. AMC Theaters is blocked. I mean, these people harass the shit out of me, money wise. Walt Disney World. I'll tell you what. Beto O'Rourke. He really just kept on harassing the shit out of me. Firefox, Wix, Quicken Loans, the CW, Marvel Studios.
I try my absolute hardest not to piss anyone off because I'm not big into drama. So I actually have never blocked anyone.
Hyundai USA.
I wound up blocking, the infamous Scooby, and I don't mind talking about him because he's an asshat anyway. And because if anybody saw the video between the DM exchange on Discord between me and Scooby, he was trying to sit there and say that I'm trying to be holier than thou, because it's eating crow. And I said, I would not know. And he goes, oh, so you've never apologized for anything, more or less. My response was, I've never pulled so much shit in my life on so many people that I have to go around justifying what I did.
Well, I'll say a little bit about Scooby, and this might be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, but I did see what Scooby's done to people, like irate prostate and stuff like that. However, in the past year, I've also seen that same person go around and do some pretty scummy shit themselves, and including towards certain people. A whole list of them that had issues with Scooby. And some of the shit that I've seen is like, if these people would have done this to me, I might have gone the same route as Scooby. Because it's bullshit. So when it comes to whole fucking Scooby 331 debacle, I simply go like this. Leave the person alone. You have no fucking issues then.
Leave Scooby alone.
No. It's not leave him alone like that. It's like, just don't fucking bother him. Don't try to go after him, anything like that. And you won't have any fucking issues. It's like, you just ignore him. Because he kind of thrives off of getting attention.
Yeah.
So, and the way he thinks about it, bad attention is still attention. It's still...
Yeah.
It is
broken people think like that.
Yeah.
Those people like that, I just tend to distance myself, especially when it came out on Twitter that he doxed someone, and I'm like, yeah, okay, you're not in any of my servers. Let me go around and boot you out real quick and make sure you can't get back in.
Well, see, here's the thing.
I don't need you.
Time out. Here's the thing. If you want to be technical about it, technically, he didn't dox anyone. He sent somebody the information DMs.
So
those
what
DMs,
you're saying,
those DMs were disseminated publicly by the person that was getting threatened by Scooby. So, if anything, it was that person that put that information out.
It's still an intimidation.
It's still intimidation. Hey, it's still intimidation. But if you want to go out, if he doxed them, technically he didn't. But it's still
a very
stupid.
Weird. It's
stupid.
still a very weird manipulation tactic. It's like, see what information I got on you, and then when the person complains about the information, then it's like, oh, but you did it to yourself, bruh. It's like, no,
it's stupid. It's a stupid intimidation tactic, and that's exactly what it is. So, I mean, it's not like he put it out there publicly in a public. Well, it's been so long ago. He might have done that. I don't know. I don't have all the information, but I know everything that I've seen so far that he done this to somebody was in a private DM with that person. So how did that get out?
There is powerful niggardry at work here.
Great. I love soundboard. Well, it's like my whole thing is I saw him going after Sylvanas to the point where Sylvanas was literally offline for 3 months because she couldn't pay her bill, and he was sitting there claiming that she was cyber stalking him when she wasn't online, and she's got a prepaid phone that she only uses for emergency purposes. I mean, for crying out loud, she gave me her phone number, and it was a Google phone number for me to call her online when she was back online. And then he goes after Weibo.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. Now, I'm not defending Scooby by any means. I'm not. I'm just saying he's done a lot of stupid shit. But also, the people involved done a lot of stupid shit too. Most of the people, anyways.
When you say Weibo, are you talking about the little robot that's like
Weibo Jones? No.
Oh, okay, that's somebody else. Okay, because I'm thinking the Weibo and not some person.
No. Weibo Jones, the person I was on, Magog's show. She was doing the...
I was thinking like Weibo, the failed Alexa experiment, but yeah.
No, Weibo Jones. That's what I'm talking about.
To me, it's like Weibo. In the world of stereotypes and ethnicities and stuff, I see in Scooby what I could turn into if I didn't self-regulate myself. Because Latino, and this is kind of a personality thing among this particular ethnicity.
Cubans,
we can become obsessed, and he's Italian, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
we can become obsessed to the point where we go after people, and then we're like, "Oh no, I didn't do that. They came after me first."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, we can be highly manipulative, and I'm just every time. And if I didn't regulate myself and actually pay attention to what I'm doing, I could effectively be as bad as him. Because I've had thoughts like, well, I could do this to this person. And then
good thing you have a half-Jewish friend who could sit there and point that out to you, Maddie.
Well, it's
like...
And
the husband that goes, don't fuck with anybody, will you?
Well, it's like with Antoine. And I had to go and tell Antoine, you're being fucking dumb. Because he made a video about Scooby. And then Scooby messaged them, and then they just started having back and forth. And it's like, you know what this guy does? Why even fucking bother with him? It's like, leave him the fuck alone. And you leave him alone, you won't have a fucking issue with him. And it goes for anyone. They feel like going after Scooby, oh yeah, some sort of fucking justice campaign, go after this guy. Just leave him the fuck alone, don't fucking pay him no attention, and let him wet off and die into this.
Only because I know that he wouldn't do it unless instigated.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would almost like to see. No. I would almost like to see Rogue deal with Scooby, but at the same time, I don't think Rogue cares enough to even try. No. Rogue only does stuff like Rogue is like Bugs Bunny in a sense. He'll only do shit if instigated.
Well, see, the thing is this, and there's another reason why Rogue probably won't go up against him, and I'm going to be facetious as hell with this assessment, is because Rogue refuses to have a battle of wits with an unarmed person.
No, but again, it's a matter of instigation. If it's not worth Rogue's time and or amusement, he won't do it. So if part of the unarmed person is what deters him from the entertainment value, he won't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think Rogue's out there in the ethos listening in while he's doing stuff. You know, Rogue, I say it with much love
Yeah.
and respect. That has to say something that I've known Rogue, since just before Gamergate.
We
known
have
him
to do a
for
quote from House, and I say this with all the love in the world.
Hoping
having known Rogue that long and seeing how things are. I've seen him go up against Max, the new guy who does the stuff with
the skeptic.
Yeah, the one who him and Nemo were both MRAs at one point, and Max Dean Esme from
I think I remember.
The one that tried to defend Flat Earth theory and showed the round picture of the Earth is like, you do know that Australia's proportions are way off, right?
Oh, and thank you for reminding me about flat earthers. I forgot that I live in the city where we have the biggest gathering of flat earthers in the world. And
I'm sorry.
You know what? Don't apologize for that just yet. I want to find out when their next meeting is because I want to go. And possibly, if I can figure out how to live stream on my phone, maybe I'll live stream it.
Actually, if you have a YouTube channel if you're not monetized, technically you cannot stream on YouTube from your phone. However, you can download the Streamlabs app, and it actually circumvents YouTube. And
that's not true, Sparky. I'm not monetized, but I can stream from my phone.
Okay, now fuck flat earthers because we all know that the Earth is a 20-sided polygon.
Right.
And that nobody can fuck with that because we all know it to be true.
No.
Right.
Oh, so basically the world is a 20-sided die. Got it.
No. I still love typewriter theory.
Right. The Earth is a 20-sided polygon. Giraffes are purple.
It's
and elephants can breathe underwater. We got.
It's only flat on certain sides. It's not. It's not completely flat. It's just kind of angularly flat. You know.
Samaj,
that's where flat earthers get it wrong.
Yeah, Samaj, do you remember the tripod Earth theory is supposed to be Pop-Tart Earth theory on Snatchcast? Well, it was on Custard before Snatchcast.
Sorry, you broke up on me. Who was that again?
The Pop-Tart Earth theory thing that was on Cutstream.
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember that? Oh God.
You gotta play this segment for Antoine ranting. Come on.
I'll play. Just give me a second.
Because I know you have that saved on your soundboard.
Oh yeah, it's saved on my soundboard. It's the day I broke Magog. Let's see. Whenever I first brought up Flat Earth, not Flat Earth, but Typod Fairy, he came back with this.
Shut the fuck up, Sparky. You're gonna give someone a bad idea, and then I'm gonna have to do a fucking video on it, and then I'm gonna find your ass, because I know where you live. I'm gonna beat you within an inch of your life with your own limbs.
And then afterwards, we started talking about it a little bit, and Magog said this.
Antoine.
What?
I hate all the things.
Yeah.
It was a good stream. It's saved on my channel. Just type in Crimes of the Curious, Pop-Tart Earth Theory, and like halfway through it, I bring that up, and it just took off like wildfire.
Okay, I've sent you all what the Flat Earth really looks like.
I saw it. And anybody who follows my geek account on Twitter and has voted in the poll, do you really hate me that much? Really? Do you really hate me that much that you want me to go through these comic books with Latino people in it and review them? because I'm already trying to get through issue 1 of American Chavez, and I already want to punch the bitch squarely in the nose.
America Chavez is a terrible, terrible character in a terrible series.
I got about 5-6 pages in before she went, "Oh, holy menstruation," and I'm like, "Who talks like this?
Oh, wait a minute! I fucked up. That's a 12-sided die.
Who talks like this? Nobody."
I was gonna say that was not a 20-sided die.
That's not 20-sided. That's a 12-sided, but it looks something similar to that.
See, I actually feel bad. I wish I bought the America Chavez because I have a whole stack of comics I'm probably going to go over at some point because I want to start reviewing comics on my channel. And I have a lot of those early SJW ones, like Female Thor. In the early days, I had bought the comics. I never read them, but I have them. And they were always, I was always told they were supposed to be good, but they were all good in the beginning because they had good writers and artists. And then they just shit the bed.
Yeah.
They were only paid to do like the first 2 issues, maybe 3.
This one is shitting the bed from the start.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to ask for more suggestions too, because I don't know of that many Latino or Hispanic comic book heroes. So I'm going to need people to like DM me, titles of comic books and stuff.
Well,
but yeah, I'm probably.
Well, there's Guapo Man. He's a new one.
Oh, and Wanpool. They got back there on Indiegogo, but you can get some Wanpool.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's Zorro. Don't forget Zorro.
Oh yeah, Zorro.
It's probably gonna wind up reviewing the Spider-Man with Miles Morales, which is probably going to come after this one because I need a palate cleanser. God.
Okay, let's not go there.
Well, I mean, it's like, there's lots of people on the internet saying he's a token. And when you compare the origin stories between Miles Morales and Peter Parker, they're not really the same.
No, they're not.
So it's a completely different origin story with his own set of questions. And you know what? I would ask Jacob Redfeather, but he has his tweets protected and I'm not following his ass. So whenever he replies to my tweets, I don't see it.
Well, yeah, Peter Parker lost, Uncle Ben and his parents, and Miles Morales lost his mother and some
Maddie.
shit.
Maddie.
No different there.
Jacob's in the Discord.
Okay, I'll probably ask him in my.
Well, you can ask him. You can ask him. You can actually type in, go into the manga section of my Discord and just ask him.
Okay. You heathen! You don't mix American comics and manga.
Well, it's like I got to the holy menstruation part, and I'm like, Latino
section.
people. I'm like, Latino people don't speak like that. If we see somebody we haven't seen in a long time, we either go "coño" or "Dios mío" or something like
or
that. Oh, holy menstruation. Who the fuck says that?
A brainwashed feminist who thinks that they need to use the Latinx as opposed to the Latino or Latina.
Yeah, every time I see the Latinx thing, my eye twitches and I want to punch my monitor.
And then we find out that she's actually an alien, and she comes from a planet of mostly lesbians. The lesbians can give birth, and that was an interesting thing that we learned out. And then she talks about how I'm a Latina and all that other stuff. Then we find out, no, you're not even human. You're not even human.
It's because they snoo.
Again, for everybody's
snoo.
For everybody's knowledge here, I am a trans asshole god. So, be as you will.
Do as you will.
I am a Latina of the Heinz 57 variety. Hello.
Of the Heinz.
Oh man, that reminds me of something from My Hero Academia that I seen on Twitter. Somebody claiming that Airjack was a trans. That
who?
Her hero name is Airjack. Airjack.
Oh, her.
And somebody.
Airjack.
Yeah. Well, okay. I can't remember her actual name, but somebody's going on is like, yeah, she's trans because she's not as feminine as everyone else. She's a tomboy. It's like.
Hello, tomboys represent. Tomboys ain't trans.
Have you guys seen some people going around saying that, oh my god, Cloud dresses like a girl. He must be trans. With the whole
Oh God, that's been in the game since before
I know.
they were born. And
I
don't
know, but
understand.
they don't know the history. They shoot their moms off because they think it fits their agenda. And we all sit here and go, he's not gay. He's not trans. He's literally dressing like a woman in order to achieve a certain goal and then move on to the next part.
He's cross-dressing.
Cross-dressers and trans are not the same thing.
He might be gay. He might be gay because if you ever watched if you ever played the prequel, Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, you mean with Zack?
He with Zack, the one with Zack. Find out Cloud might be a little gay. But other than that,
it still doesn't make him trans.
He kind of acts a little gay.
I know, but it's like
doesn't make him trans.
Yeah, Panina's heard me say this a couple of times. I've gotten in 3 conversations on my main account at 3 different moments, and talked to those people on the way regressive left. And when I told them I was a tomboy, they proceeded to spend the next 3 minutes convincing me that I was trans. Hashtag tomboy is not trans.
And if he is trans, he's going to go far because his name's Thunderhead.
I'm tomboyish as well, so it's like, no. I mean, there's definitely a wrong way to be a woman, and but there's no one right way to be a woman. And tomboy is one of the ways of being an actual woman. It's active. It's getting down and dirty. It's doing the things that other girls really don't do.
We like rope swings over creeks as opposed to playing with Barbies. That's the difference.
Tell me, you want to see the wrong way of being trans, or one way of being a woman? Watch episode 2 or 3 of Yu Yu Hakusho.
No. You want to know the wrong way of being a woman? Riley
Dennis.
No,
well, okay, so I am into the whole 4th gen My Little Pony. Okay, not sorry. The whole point of it is just showing that there are different types of girls who like different types of things, and they're still girls. The 2 characters out of the main cast that I could probably put in the tomboy field would be Rainbow Dash and Applejack.
Yeah.
Because they get down, they get dirty, they're active, they're athletic, they're competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really care about what you would traditionally call the proper frou-frou-y rarity types of things.
The girly girl.
Yeah.
Well, it's like if I had to venture a guess, there's probably 2 tomboys in My Hero Academia, and the other one is Froppy.
Who just joined us? There's a lot of people joining you today, Sparky.
Rogue.
Joining us. Hey, it's our Rogue. See, he'd show up eventually. We just had to say his name a few times.
And on that note, I have to pause and mute for a minute because I have to go torture my knees to go to the laundry room and switch the clothes around. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, your friend got a name?
Oh, my name is shit, my name, right? Thunderhead?
You are gonna blow expectations.
Anyways, I'll say this much right now. I have got the YouTube OBS situation fixed. I have literally 0 dropped frames. And I'm streaming at 1920 by 1080. I guess
YouTube's not after you anymore.
No, YouTube had to change the upload bitrate algorithm or the settings because I was outputting at like 16,000 bits a second.
Mm-hmm.
And
they lost a shit ton of streamers the last 2 weeks because of that shit.
Well, no, I went back and I actually looked up what's the actual bitrate to stream at because I tried it beforehand. It's 9,000. And when I did it last time, when I did it was acting stupid and won't work right. So I upped the bitrate to 17,000 and finally got it to work right. Now, I guess it was just putting too much of a load on YouTube, trying to output that much. That's why OBS was saying I was in the red, but YouTube was saying I was in the green. So
YouTube couldn't handle Sparky's load. Confirmed.
Yeah, pretty much. So I reset it to 9,000 today and did a test stream. Everything's good. And like I said, this whole stream, 0 dropped frames.
Awesome.
So, I guess
You realize that you and I are now the only ones who are not muted, deafened, or muted or deafened.
Yeah, I wonder why.
There Rogue goes.
Wrong!
Good morning, Rogue. How are you doing?
I do fine.
That's good. That's good. Oh shit, I was going to say something I can't remember. Whatever, it wasn't important. Just like when I was supposed to ask Samaj a question. What was that question again, Spark?
Something about Monty Python. I have no idea. Why are you asking questions about Monty Python? It's not like you've ever seen a Monty Python show.
I haven't.
That's correct. Because you're a girl.
Oh, damn.
No, it's because she's Jewish. That's why.
Well, are you implying that Jews have a problem with limeys?
I have a new voice here in this thing that it's usually you three nerds. Who is the new nerd?
I'm the uber nerd known as Samaj.
Well,
Samaj.
Yeah. Samaj would be the second newest. Maddie just had free time today, so popped in.
I see. Well, I know Maddie popped in. She's usually comes and goes as she pleases. She's Maddie.
Yes.
She also has a life. So,
unlike the rest of us.
Well, she said something about
you guys kind of gather together every week to do this. So I don't know what kind of lies you got.
I don't know. Well, Maddie said something about being on her knees. I figured that was just a common thing for most women, but
fuck.
I'm sorry.
Nice try.
She starts complaining about how her knees are like. You should be used to it by now.
Yes, she did complain about her knees.
How dare you?
Oh, God. I almost want to cry, but I don't want to cry. Anyways, Super Bowl Sunday.
I'm not watching it, but I know Lindab's watching the Super Bowl probably.
But you want to know what's
Why are we watching the Super Bowl?
I'm not.
Well, I'm not. But
okay.
I live maybe about 15-20 minute drive away from the stadium where it's being held.
So why aren't you there, protesting?
Because I don't. Fuck. I have other fucking shit to do. I do have a life, even if my online activities don't reflect that.
You have a life? That's new to us.
Yeah, I know. But but it is funny. You will have people flying in from out of state to go over and stay in South Beach. South Beach, depending on traffic, is about 40-45 minutes away from the stadium. With traffic, because we have the same kind of traffic every single morning from Monday through Friday, it's going to be over an hour and a half drive. It almost doubles the time to get to the stadium. And I'm just sitting here going, you bunch of out-of-towner fuckwads. You almost deserve it. You almost deserve it for a football game.
Yeah, I seen Lindab. Go Chiefs. Yeah, whatever.
Has anybody been paying attention to Movie World? It's very interesting.
Everybody wants to root for the Chiefs. Even basically all of my coworkers are like, go Chiefs! And I'm like, I don't care. Oh, what are you, a 49ers? Like, no, I don't care. I don't watch football. I am not invested.
No, Rogue, we have not.
Oh, good. That's brilliant. Because I was trying to get away from the conversation of football, going to a proper conversation of movies. As doesn't know how to, segue.
Penn missed the memo. Sorry.
Anywho. So, do you know that...
Read, nigga! Read!
Thank you, Jim Max. If you realize, if you've been looking on the interweb, especially on the woke version of it, if Birds of Prey fails, it's all Min's fault.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that.
Oh, that's not the first time that they've blamed the failure of a movie on men.
But I mean, it's already doomed to fail. I mean, it's used a budget of approximately 197 million, and they're only projecting it to make 60.
I know.
I know. I mean, how in any definition of the word is that a successful movie?
Oh, not just that, but there's a few hardcore fans of the comic book that are looking at certain characters and that and kind of going, yeah, that doesn't represent anybody from the comic books. This is basically a Harlequin movie that is fucked up.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You have Black Canary, who doesn't even fit her look for the most part, or what she's supposed to be doing in the comic book as character-wise. And the translation is weird. Anyways, we have a new person. Let him speak.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, when I didn't hate Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad, but I was always hoping that they would, learn their lesson and go in a different direction. Well, in this movie, it doesn't look like they learned anything.
Well, it's like I went looking for sake of argument to see if I could find any time when Harley Quinn was a member of the Birds of Prey. And lo and behold, I found a 4-issue run called Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, where she goes looking for help from them because the Joker put a $10 million bounty on her head.
Yeah.
And this one, like, what's his name, has a $10 million bounty on him, doesn't there, or something? It's something like it's the same thing.
Black Mask. It's just like what? Look, you can have all these other characters to throw themselves into for just getting the bounty of Harley Quinn. It would have been a lot more easier. But trying to keep the relationship or the non-relationship that is within the Harley Quinn universe, it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, they didn't, like, the breakup and all that has emotional resonance if there was a relationship to begin with, and there wasn't one. We didn't get one from these new characters, because this is our first time seeing Harley Quinn, and most, let's say, the normal movie-going audience have no idea who these characters are. If you're someone like me who grew up with the animated Batman series, you know exactly who Harley Quinn is, and you know what it means to us. To everyone else, it means nothing. That's why there's a huge disconnect. You had to have a Harley and Joker movie first. Then,
well, that's what I thought the Suicide Squad would be, because you can't tell me that DC couldn't follow that formula because they've done it in a fucking cartoon where you have Batman as pretty much and again, it's mostly a Batman-related cartoon, but it was Batman was kind of a segue. Harley was adopted to the Suicide Squad in hopes to con in the Joker so that the Suicide Squad team would be able to get or kill the Joker.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's to me, the first Suicide Squad movie would have been great, and I've said this several times, if they just would have done a live-action version of Assault on Arkham.
Yes.
Yep.
That would have made a great introduction to the Suicide Squad instead of the mess we got.
Well, the meth that we got was because somebody decided that they wanted to focus on some witch.
Yeah.
Did you say meth?
Yes.
Meh.
That was more like no. You were right the first. I think I was right. That's a shitty, poor produced drug that causes you to go brain dead.
Well, it's like now there's a rumor that in the next Sorcerer Supreme. I'm blanking out, guys. I remember his
Sorcerer
nickname.
Supreme. You talking about the
Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange
in the next Doctor
universe.
Strange. Yeah, in the next
Something of Madness?
Strange movie, they're gonna have. It's rumored that they're gonna have America Chavez. And yes, I'm reading the comic book. I am not impressed. And I'm like, okay, we really don't need her in there for representation's sake. And speaking as a Latina, if that's what you think is representing my ethnicity, F you sideways and 7 ways to Sunday and get the hell out of here with this shit.
Don't you like the factor that you're represented by a lesbian who is from outer space that has nothing to do with...
When you say, oh, holy menstruation, I have no use for you.
Pretty much.
Wow. You up and Sin.
Thank you.
Before we move too far up onto the Marvel side of things, I know that with DC, what they're also doing is first of all, I wanted to say the people who did the animated show, great people. I would like them to be working on the movies, but that's not what we're getting.
No.
Movies are done by movie people, movie writers, and movie script people, and they don't know what they're doing half the time. And if you ask them, they know exactly because they know how to make a good movie. They've worked in movies for years, don't you know? They know how this works. They know how it works. Problem is, they don't. And the
problem with the movie-go-lucky people, most of them are know nothing being hired to do some of these scripts because of the fact that it's either their first major script going into something. A lot of the people who are being developed for script writing now have this whole agenda where it has to have a social justice narrative in order for it to be successful. And unfortunately, until Hollywood decides to break this entire initiative, that's what we're going to be seeing for the next decade.
How dare you?
when it comes to Hollywood, it really is a matter of who you know, and that's essentially how a lot of these people get their jobs. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these people, kind of did what Harvey Weinstein would do and probably, suck a dick or two just to get a job. That's sort of how you get.
Jim X, he said dick. There was nothing about pussy.
Yeah, I don't have one for dick. Well, I do, but Sparky will bitch about the quality.
Yeah.
What's also going on before the Suicides, or I'm just gonna call it a Harley Quinn movie. Before this
call it the Harley Quinn movie because that's basically what it is.
Yeah. Well, before it came out, some of you might know there's actually an animated series on right now, the Harley Quinn series.
Oh God, don't talk about that. It's horrible. It's evil. It's oh God. It's
going on, and a lot of people are criticizing it, and for good reason. It's not very well written. It is based on the new 52 version of comics, which is also the worst time for Harley Quinn. That's like her breaking up with the Joker, and it's got feminism all over the place. I do want to say,
when does a supervillain? My question is, in the first episode, when does a supervillain give a shit what he says?
Exactly
about what a superhero, whether it's a woman or a man or whatever. Well, because there's that one part where it goes, "You blank," or I can't remember what it was, "You bitch," "You cunt," or whatever, and everybody goes, and I'm like, what the fuck? No one's saying. He's trying to kill her. What the fuck?
All right, time out for 1 second. Welcome, Fern Finley, to the Sunday show. I haven't talked to you in a while.
That's because they've been hiding from you, as well as you've been stuck into a respirator. I'm surprised you're allowed out if you're.
Look at how popular you're getting, Sparky.
I am over my bronchitis. I'm good now. So.
Oh, you can breathe properly. Okay, good. Well, put those lungs to good use and put a baby in your lady. Now. You are literally out of excuses at this point. This shit again.
May white God bless you.
Thank you, Jim X.
All right, back up. I did want to say there's something super awkward about watching this Harley Quinn show and knowing that these are 30 to 40-year-old ladies acting like teenagers.
Yeah, I know but that's normal. Unfortunately, this is what we have currently. This is woke version of feminism. They have to, become what they were many years ago.
Who all saw the fight scene? The horrible
with the hands.
Yeah, with the hands.
I just let's
I only saw brief clips of it as like, what?
It looks like the guys are going like less than half speed. I mean, it looks like they're trying to fast forward it, and it's just so bad, and it's like,
stop spamming Winslow. Fuck.
Go ahead, Jim. Finish.
My dead grandmother could dodge those punches. That's what I was about to say.
Right. That's like what got me I'm sitting here watching it, and I used to be an avid roller skater when I was younger, and I'm like, there is no effing way on God's green earth, without her being on her toe stops or somebody bracing her, that she can throw two-handed that freaking mall, it hit its target, and her not move. That is bullshit.
Wow, that was perfectly timed.
I'm like, you come to me on roller skates with a maul. I'm grabbing the maul. I'm grabbing your arm, and I'm slinging your dumb ass into a wall.
I mean, those must be like the most pathetic men to ever try to. I mean, they're like beta cut fighters.
No, when it comes down to it, it's the same fight scene that you got in what was it, The Last Jedi.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Whereas Rey was about to get shanked, and all of a sudden, in the next scene, the little lightsaber dagger disappears. I don't know where it went to. It just it wasn't there.
And well, it looks like the guys all of a sudden got flung back with one kick. Another one is there was a lot of problems with that.
Look, when it comes down to having a fight scene in general, especially if you're not well prepared or well trained for said fight scene,
well,
you're out.
Here's a great example of a powerful woman fighting: The Matrix.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, because Wonder Woman as well too, but because they trained and they redid choreography and they did it for years in advance. In advance. The fight scenes never they started doing the training for the fight scenes years before the script was even finished because they knew what the fight scenes wanted to look like before they did the movie.
Well, and the fight scenes were going to be intense. Like they were trying stuff that had never been done before.
No.
And so they did it for a reason. I think I remember hearing the actress. She was talking about she could do it in her sleep. That's how memorized she was on these fight scenes.
Oh yeah, and she was I thought she was an actual real badass. I mean, by the time that movie was over,
have other fight scenes that would have been just up there, like what was it, Nikita in the 90s? Nikita. That was the
another one. Yep,
you have these fight scenes that can be done with women.
Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Fifth Element was a hell of a fight scene.
Oh,
mean, that was where she was just, I mean, there were fight scenes back in the day where I believed, but now it's like, oh, we don't want to pay that much money, so fuck off.
It feels like that the whole generation woke wants to kind of go, well, this is the first time that women have been anything in a lead for an action movie. Really?
If you want to really, why Daisy Ridley looks so bad in The Last Jedi? It's because Adam Driver is on point on almost everything he did.
Excuse me. You're saying the names of the movies wrong. It's The Bile Awakens, The Last Mary Sue, and The Rise of Salmonella.
I was going to say The Rise of Palpatine, but
that would be correct
on the last one. Palpatine.
I'm going to interrupt you all for a second. I know you're trolling there, Furry. But no, X-Men Dark Phoenix was not a good movie. How dare you?
Oh, Jesus Christ, really? No. Sorry.
And it was The Last Skywalker for the second one.
Yeah. The Last Skywalker is this. Now you feel the full power of my colostomy bag.
My God. Sparky has experience in that area.
They are doing a Highmark, the Room version of the last. Someone is doing that right now.
Oh, that's good.
I'm still waiting for that Spaceballs sequel. I'm still waiting for it.
Well,
we need
we're going to be waiting for it for a very long time.
Mel Brooks said it best. We parody what we love, and nobody loves Star Wars anymore, so we might never see it.
Well, and the sad thing is that people love Spaceballs, and
Rick Moranis has said he would actually come back to acting for that. He would come back for that. A lot of guys said they would come back for that.
I would love to see Dark Helmet again. Oh, Jesus Christ!
You couldn't make the movie that you wanted, that needed to be made. You could not.
If you can justify like making lots and lots of money, they probably would listen to you and do it. With that said, I don't know where Spaceballs would come. Like, wasn't it done by Fox?
That would come.
What was the Fox?
Let me look it up. Yeah, if it's done by Fox, then that makes sense. You'd have trouble with that.
Well, I know this much. It'll be kind of hard pressed to get Rick Moranis to come back to doing movies. I know that much.
Well, he already said he would come back for it.
He'd want to do it if Mel Brooks was okay to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Mel Brooks would have to be the director. Mel Brooks would have to. I mean, basically, it would have to be
a Mel Brooks related movie.
The only person who could come back is John Candy. What's her name?
Joan Rivers, John Candy.
Rivers. Yeah, they're the only ones that can't come back.
Yeah.
Which you could easily make an offhand joke about both the characters. John Candy was put down, and
pretty much.
And Joan Rivers died in a tune-up. Yep. So I mean, and that would be great. And that would be, everybody would laugh and cry at the same time, because that's just, they would love that. Both of them would love the way they went out.
I could see Lone Star and the Princess being like husband and wife in the Winnebago, going there with kids, and they're just on a road trip.
Yeah. Well, they already basically, I mean, if you watch the Solo movie, you basically get a Lone Star prequel, essentially, because it was just that bad. But
yeah.
It was so bad it was comical. I mean, this is going to Solo is going to be recognized as the Star Wars so bad it was hilarious.
Yeah.
If I can get a Hot Wheels Winnebago, I would gladly make I'd modify it and make it look like the thing there, and I'll make a video about this. Talk about Lone Star and his family doing a road trip.
Tie a string to it and just kind of dance it around on the camera.
Fuck yeah, I totally would do that.
That I would pay to see that. have a woman with a cigarette holding a baby and just kind of like cradling it better, like it was going to fall out onto the ground at any moment. Why are we still in this dump? I would pay money to see that.
Yeah.
I would do a series of what if videos. I wanted to do one for Star Wars, because I was like, how bad could the last Star Wars movie be? And I had some ideas, because like, let's take social justice and crank it up to the max. And I thought, okay, what we find out is that Rey is definitely a clone. She's an uber super clone. There's a bunch of uber super clones, and she has to go destroy them because she knows the Emperor's going to reactive them and use them to take over.
You know, Matt Smith was originally supposed to be in The Last Jedi.
No, hang on, no. I've heard of this movie before. I'm not too sure where I've seen it. It has something to do with zombies and clones and someone called Alice. Oh yeah, Resident Evil. Fuck, the whole franchise.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I was thinking that.
Well, you would notice I've never said that.
Well, wait a minute. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, the logo of the company that it was broken out from looking very similar to Umbrella. And
there was no similarity. It was Umbrella. You know that.
I think you need to understand that the Chinese tend to parody everything, because they're wholly unoriginal.
Well, and what is it? Corona being a, what's that word? Anagram?
Yeah,
it's also
anagram for raccoon.
Yeah. Well, we all know that China is, literally a bad parody of Resident Evil in reality. So
they pretty much compromise any franchise's copyright very quickly. So this is real life copyright infringement.
Yeah.
The I don't know if you guys heard about this or not, but because of VPNs, people can put out messages and stuff, because you can't trust Chinese internet or anything, because they always give all this misinformation. Only 100 people are sick. It's not a big deal. And then you have whistleblowers out there who are saying, "No, that's it's over 90,000 or something." It's a high number.
It's over 200,000 now.
Can you actually be, because China's been scrubbing all that information from the whistleblowers. So.
Well, that's what I was about to say. They're scrubbing it and they're getting that. So for all we know, this fucking zombie outbreak is happening right now.
Right now, yeah.
Samaj, I actually have friends that say it's over 200,000. I'm not going to say who these friends are. And the reason we closed off travel to China, because you can no longer travel here from, and if you do get back from and you have been in China, you will be immediately put into quarantine.
Well,
you won't even have a choice right now.
Well, see, here's the thing. Thank God for that. They're down there in America, but here in Canada, where I live, they're not.
We've got to wait and see.
they have the 10,000. There's over 10. Well, the thing is, it's poor healthcare, is what it looks like. But there's over 10,000 dead in.
I'm sure there's more, and I'm sure that emergency hospital they're building is mass grave.
Oh no! It's a future fire trap. It's a
that could be that too.
It's like, oh, we're gonna put all these people in here. Then this building we built real quick. We might have fucked up. So
I know
fingers crossed.
Every funeral home that does cremation, they're already like chock full.
Oh yeah.
They have too many bodies.
They are literally burning bodies in the street at this point. I'm betting you. So that's why they're empty.
That's why they created these little quote unquote hospital areas.
They have
have you heard of the attack drones?
Going around with the little hoverboards with the spraying some kind of gas.
No, they want to make sure everybody's out of the streets. So
the verbal attack drones. Uncle, it is a very unusual time. Please get the fuck out of the road. Go back into your house and starve to death.
I'm spraying you with this chemical. You don't know what the fuck it is. Now go run and hide.
See, I have to laugh. I went to the vet the other day to get my cat looked at, and while I was waiting to get his medicine and everything, I was talking to the secretary. She doesn't listen to the news at all. It's too negative. She can't handle it. So I asked her, like, do you guys have those little those medical masks and stuff you wear around? She's like, oh yeah, you need a couple? Well, yeah, I can't find them in stores anymore. So she goes gets them for me, and she asked me, well, like, what do you need these for? And I told her about the whole coronavirus. She's like, wait, there's a virus? It's a what? I asked her how she didn't know. She's like, I don't want to listen to the news. It's too scary. And after I tell her this, she instantly becomes a germaphobe. She's not touching anything. Just hands up.
Here's the beautiful thing about that. If you don't have a level 9 or high grade medical actual mask that's sealed to your fucking face,
it doesn't do jack shit.
That paper shit ain't gonna do anything.
Well, luckily it's a heavy virus, so it's not something like someone can stand in front of you and talk to you and you'll get it. It's literally just spewing onto the ground, which means everything you touch is what you have to worry about.
So wait a minute.
It doesn't survive out of the body long. It only survives maybe a minute.
Because I've been hearing things that it was the concern of whether it was airborne or not versus being droplet. So you guys are saying that it's more droplet than anything?
Yeah. Yes. That part we know, but it really is a matter of like surfaces and stuff. So like, just don't touch your face if you're going outside. Just don't do it.
Well, don't put your face in your mouth. That's more.
Don't put your face in your mouth.
Don't put your hand in your mouth, or don't put your hand in your mouth. Is what I meant to say.
See, now I'm getting a picture of a certain person's stand-up where he said, according to my wife, a labor contraction is akin to taking your bottom lip and wrapping it around the top of your
I might have fucked up, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Also, the is probably found mostly from bird or another unusual animal that has been eaten.
Ow! You mean a bat?
No. Actually, no. In this case, not a bat. That is a wide good rumor that has been spread in case of. This would have been no in this case.
So a literal bird flu.
Yeah, it's another version of bird flu.
Well, yeah.
Because I heard snake, I heard bat, now I'm hearing bird. Make up your damn mind.
No, they've come down to the conclusion it's within a mammal or in the bird, avian. So, unfortunately, it's a more apt to have a unusual bird being eaten, just because of the fact it was easy to capture.
Well, shit, there goes my holy bat flu, Batman.
Pretty much.
Projection there. Shit.
Though you still have a possibility that it could be had down to a bat. It is, again, mammal, but
more likely came from a lab at this point.
No, that is true. That is because of the
lab that
massive lab that's in the middle of the epicenter, or at least close to the epicenter.
The only thing they're missing in the city are massive walls that shut down the city.
Right.
Well,
don't let them do that. You don't say that out loud because they'll do it. You know they will.
And it does, but it does have a nuke that they haven't activated yet.
Do not encourage the population. Do not encourage the government of China. Thank you.
Yeah.
They do not need any encouragement.
White Jesus and all great white men who have come thereafter, I command our black nigger soul back to the depths of hell.
talking to me?
I don't know, Rex. That's all I can say at this point. Thank you, Jam Max.
I don't have any of the changes or the other ones, so yeah, I can't say.
I was like, when I got one of my uncles to call me a smart ass because we were all talking about shit, and I'm like, well, he commented that the corner before you get to my grandmother's house there were a lot of wrecks there, and I'm like, well, there's a reason for that. He said, what's the reason? They don't spell stop correctly. He goes, what do you mean? I said, there's no E in front of it. He goes, what the fuck do you mean? I said, all the cues that give directions go, you go down the street and when you get to the stop, turn right. There's no E in front of the stop sign. They don't know what to look for.
You stop.
Stop. You go to the stop and turn right. They always say stop. It's not stop. It's stop. Stop.
Okay, hold on. I got something for the Asians here.
Notice how many Asians there are at this school? How they all get so smart?
I don't know. Guess that's just the way God made them.
Gentlemen, I give you the Asian.
Ooh.
Compact, hairless, and fiercely intelligent. The penises, while tiny, are extremely efficient. We're projecting 10 billion within 5 years. Also, there'll be different varieties that will all hate each other for some reason.
Do they eat just like regular food?
No, the opposite.
Sparky right now.
all I can see on the screen here is Sparky's soul solely being, zapped by whatever it is that we're doing.
So officially, the countdown on my channel has begun. Let the music commence.
Oh no, Freddy! Don't do it!
What did you say, nigga?
You know what, motherfucker? Eat a dick, nigga. I'm tired as much.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah! Look at you! You was popping all that good shit a second ago. Then you got kicked in your chest. You eat a dick, nigga. You eat a dick.
Oh.
Remember. Okay, according to Carlos Mencia, if you're gay and you're not laughing, if you can take a dick, you can take a joke.
I think so, yeah.
He did. Well, Carlos Mencia stole that joke, so.
Yeah, well, he did it.
He'll take anything.
Unlike a certain Schumer.
He'll take anything.
Unlike a certain Schumer, Carlos Mencia actually admitted to, stealing the jokes.
After he was berated for about a month, and then he finally admitted to it.
But Schumer still hasn't, so
Chuck Schumer?
No,
Amy. His niece.
Amy Schumer. Oh, Amy Schumer.
You see,
the one that everybody
Who's that? I have no idea.
Funny and gave
I know who
her
it is. I really
credit
have
to
no
be
idea who it is.
Yeah.
It turned out to be a nothing.
I love her so much that I can't remember her first name half the time, and it's one of the easiest names to remember. So
Polly Shore?
I was going to say porpoise.
Polly Shore is actually funny. What are you talking about?
Well, he was.
See?
Well, he hasn't made a joke. Just because he hasn't made a joke for a while doesn't still mean he's not funny. He just got tired of the limelight.
Carrot Top used to be too, but
Carrot Top was never funny.
Didn't he?
But
die?
he's looking.
He has no soul.
About him
But not
dying.
funny.
So it's like, as much as they say about racial jokes and shit, I have yet for them to say anything about what's his butt? Why you cry?
Removing an evil nigga spirit from a Negro is as hard as removing the stank from a hunk of shit. We must use these tools that the great God has given us to fight niggas. A whip, a noose, a knife, stick, a branding iron. These things strike fear into a nigga's heart. A job application. Avoid conversation with the nigga. The nigga will lie. The nigga will make excuses. He will use words he don't really know. If he gets really desperate, he may start to rap or dance.
Unfortunately, these are true things in certain areas of the universe.
After when the first thing about the wall was going on, George Lopez had a stand-up thing, and he goes, "We should call FEMA." And he said, y'all know what FEMA stands for? Find every Mexican available. He goes, have them build the wall. He goes, because once they start building something, they're not going to stop until they're done. And then you know how you get them on the other side of the wall? You have a foreman look at the wall and go, looks pretty good on this side. I wonder how it looks on the other side. And when they go to the other side of the wall, slam the door shut, lock it, and go, That was George Lopez saying it.
Yeah, that was before he became woke. Jeez.
Yeah.
You know, Iglesia, not Iglesia.
It's almost like they're guilted into doing it if they want to have any kind of publicity.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I mean,
but the Disneyfied Fluffy, what's his name? Is that Valencia or is that I'm thinking?
The Disneyfied Fluffy. God damn it!
Gabriel. He went fucking the opposite after after he got done with his Disney contract. He went fuck it.
Well, because of the fact that he wanted to have money.
Yeah. No. I mean, he could either have Disney bucks or he could have real bucks, and he went for real bucks.
It was like one of my friends was circulating a picture of both alive and long passed away black comedians, and one of the pictures happened to be Richard Pryor, and the other one I can't remember his name now because 46 and ADD, and there it went, got his name and face in my. And he said, "Which one would you do?" And I said, "Well, Richard Pryor, the dude next to him, and Chappelle, because sooner or later in the stand-up, if somebody in the audience is trying to say that they're offended, Richard Pryor would stop the entire routine, look at the crowd, and go, if you didn't want to be offended, why the fuck you buy a ticket to my show?"
Pretty much.
Yep.
That'd be true.
Pryor didn't give a shit.
No, that's the one thing I liked about Pryor, because he didn't give a fuck.
No.
Well,
and
you know
neither
what?
does Chappelle.
I come back and I listen to Jim Max's soundboard. I'm sitting there going to myself, my channel is gonna get nuked from the face of the fucking internet. And then I'm gonna go back.
Coronavirus has found a treatment.
I'm going to be coming back.
Iceland, they actually have. I just got news of this.
Well, time out. Let me finish. Let me finish. I'm going to come back. I'm going to go YouTube. Yeah, I want to go start another channel. And then I'm going to be told this.
To take another whack at it?
How about taking another quack at it?
All I can say for you, Sparky, is
What's good, Nyaka?
Get your black ass out of here! Yeah.
Well, at least Rope hasn't played the Wiggle song.
Wow, that's a long one.
Jesus, Jim! Holy crap!
I mean, you gotta put them in there kind of slowly and work their way up there before you get a long one going. Jesus!
You can't jam the whole thing in there. You gotta work it in slow and give it a little move, Jim. God damn.
You know what? Time out. If you're gonna
you want to explain to me what you're doing here?
Jesus Christ! I remember that one.
Yeah, Jim.
I came looking for booty.
If you're gonna sit here and fuck me like this, Jim Max, at least let me put some appropriate music on, okay?
Came looking for sex with an underage boy? Oh no, I ain't come looking for no little boys. I ain't got no milk, no cookies, nothing. I came looking for man's butt.
You played it,
a man's butt? Excuse me? Oh, I know who you are, Chris Hansen. But see, I called you Chris Hansen. I watch your TV show all the time. You can go ahead and bring them cameras and them police is waiting outside. It don't make me no difference. Now, I tell you what, I like you and I want you. Now, we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours. Well, I don't think you and I will be doing anything any kind of way.
Okay, I see you choosing the hard way.
Okay, cut. This isn't working. Someone get this guy.
I'm a warrior.
That is the best remix I've ever heard.
We gotta do that together, Sparky.
You see what I wrote in the chat, right?
Yeah. What did you say?
This is the moment Sparky said, "Fuck it."
You know what? Actually, that little bit Jim Max was doing and me playing the music kind of meshed perfectly.
I did. That's what I thought was hilarious. You need to remix that, Sparky, and then use it as your opening.
Oh, fuck, that'd be great. Yeah. But speaking of remakes, how are we liking the new Dune that'll be coming out soon?
I was never a huge fan of Dune, so I don't know. I'm tempering the expectations.
I like the first Dune, but I like as far as visuals and the story. It wasn't so much the story. The story was cut up quite a bit and cut down. But because it was originally supposed, if you watch the director's cut and the original movie, there's like an hour's length difference.
Well, yeah,
and the director's cut. But if you go with the sci-fi, they did pretty good, but the visuals were really weak. It was it was on a shoestring budget, but visually it was not impressive at all. It was kind of like they took the Stargate set, some of the Stargate sets, and used them as the Dune sets a little bit.
Well, yeah, because they need to make money back.
But it was the acting was still pretty solid in both of them.
I think my problem with the movie, because they would you could hear the internal thoughts of some of the characters. And it was always a whisper. That was a bit weird. It took me out of the movie.
Most of if you read the books and that, it's all a lot of narrative that you're getting. So it's all inner monologues. So they have to unfortunately find a way to present it, which is the reason of why something like this entire franchise or this particular segment of books, all 6 of them, would be very difficult to actually put up on screen for the most part. But it seems like the new director may have a way of doing it.
Well, I mean, it's not impossible. A lot of movies do that. I mean, they're based on books because books you always get to hear the internal monologue of a lot of characters. Mm-hmm. But in these movies, they're a visual media.
So, well, that would have been actually a good thing for the prequel Star Wars, because a lot of what was going on in Anakin's head was, a lot of the monologue when his doubt was going on in his head, and not so much, verbally. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of reason why, if you read the book and watch the movie, it's almost like you're reading something different than what you watched, because you hear what Anakin's thoughts are throughout most of the book.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are ways to do it, but I mean, in the case of the prequels, I think the biggest problem with the prequels is that they were literally creating new film techniques.
George Lucas directed.
Well, you have to remember, like the prequels did all the green screen stuff that movies use today, and most movies didn't use green screen like that. At least not to that extent. And so a lot of the acting was weird because you had some characters there like Jar Jar, who was fully CG. Look at Jar Jar, you have to pretend and act like there's something there.
Yeah, no, but again, you also have to remember, actually, there was somebody there, somebody with the goofy type hat on his head. Poor little black guy. But no, realistically, at the end of the day, the biggest problem with the prequels for Star Wars was the factor, and always going to be the factor, that George Lucas directed.
And that could be. I mean, well, there's a lot of factors that made the originals good, and you're right. The other 2 movies were done by different directors, and I think George works better in a collaborative fashion instead of being like completely in control. It's like
his episode 1 that he did. Don't mean to overjump on you there. He actually had to sit down with his editor in that, and they had to really shoestring an entire completely different scene, because he hated the fact that somebody got out of the chair or was put into a chair in a weird way. So he literally had them cut out certain segments and then kind of stitch it together in order to make it look like it's a cohesive shot. But it isn't. If you look at it, it's all kind of broken into. You can see that there's 6 different shots or 6 different takes of this one, talking point. And you're like, it's disconjointed, all because of the factor that you have George Lucas kind of second guessing his own directing. He's not that great as a director, unfortunately. He's great at creating a world. He's great at he's got a nuance on writing, but when it comes down to his direction, if it's nothing that hits a complete passion project on it, like racing, he's out.
Well, it's like I've said this before. I'm not a fan of Abrams. I'm really not. But after Ryan Johnson fucked up the last Mary Sue, I can just imagine the board meeting when they called Abrams in and they're like, okay, we need you back.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
No, more like they brought him in. They were talking about the problems they were having. They went, okay, Abrams, we need you to do chapter 9. Here's what we have, and they handed him this big turd, and now he's looking at this turd sitting in his two hands, and his first thought is going, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with this shit?"
Well, yeah, because he added in all the mystery boxes at the beginning. Right. So he pretty much ended his portion of it before he was fired by Kathleen Kennedy. With the mystery box, it's not hard to go from. It's like, answer who the lineage of Rey is. Mm-hmm. Why did Kylo Ren become Kylo Ren?
That's the answer.
Why did Luke decide to pretty much hermit himself on a fucking planet? These are all different questions, and they're all answered in the first 5 minutes of It Doesn't Really Matter.
Well, no. They're all the books are there to make extra money, and that's why they wrote them.
Well,
and if you want to make sense, you have to buy something from Disney in order to make sense of the story. That's how it works now.
Books are essentially DLC for movies, and
pretty much
at this point.
Well, for these movies, it feels like.
Well, I mean, they've been doing it for a couple other movies. I think like The Matrix had a series of tie-in stuff. Like, don't forget there was like the Animatrix, which is
it's almost like
connected, but not really essential.
It's almost like Geordie from Reading Rainbow is like now working at Disney. Was it
much? I mean, I wouldn't put it past it because they fucked over the Star Wars Star Trek franchise.
Oh, why not? Yeah, why not that too? But if you look at the Disney franchise, it's if you want the full story, buy our extra content. I mean, yes, it's DLC for movies, and that's never, ever works because there are people who've tried to do that before, and it never pans out because
that's because there's not a lot of hardcore fans that actually will sit down to watch the fucking read the books after watching a bloody movie because for them it's a popcorn flick.
Yeah. Well, if you've ever read if you read the books that were written after Return of the Jedi. And you read the books for Disney, the books written by Disney are so shit, is the nicest way to put it. That a retarded person would say, "What the fuck is this?" after reading it. I could write a better book than this shit.
Well, it's like on my little geek blog, I'm literally rewriting the origin of Rey. In the way I think it would make more sense. And then, not that I'm being snotty, it's just something that I have to do for me because it's something in my head, so I have to do it. That's the way my ADD works. I get the idea.
Sometimes we want to redeem stuff because when you look at something that's bad, but you'll see fragments of stuff that could have been good. And you tend to think, how could it have gotten better, or how could things have, if I done? It's similar to like what's going on with me right now in Star Trek. Like I've seen I want Star Trek to be good because I love Star Trek, but they're doing such terrible stuff with this Picard and Discovery. Yeah. And I was thinking, how could I make it better? And that's a bad thing because I should be focusing on the stuff that I want to be focusing on, like my comic and stuff that I'm working on. But I see this stuff that's supposed to be my entertainment, and I'm like, I could make it better. I could do this. And I started brainstorming. I literally started working out a 10-episode series about Data's brother Lore. I literally have a 10-episode series in my head thinking I could make a series about Lore and make it animated and I could save Star Trek, but I shouldn't do this.
Samaj, CBS just called me. They want you to stop right now. You have to stop. You've gone over the time limits, and we're worried you're going to make money off of this, so you're going to stop now.
Well, it's like, there's that. There's me rewriting her origin story, and then there was the one that I had discussed with a couple of other people before, that what would have really made a great 7, 8, 9 was taking Finn and making it a redemption arc.
Yeah, would have been fine.
Well,
it would have been good.
He essentially was the main character. I mean, you look how the movie started, and also like a stormtrooper gets his conditioning like wiped or whatever, he breaks out of it. It's like he's got to deal with some major guilt issues. Like that's a fascinating character. I want to see a Finn series.
Well, Finn was originally supposed to become a Jedi.
You don't want to be Disney Plus.
Finn was originally supposed to become a Jedi. Rey was actually supposed to go over to the dark side and be a
Sith.
A Sith after she was supposed to be becoming Kylo Ren's apprentice, and it was going to be this whole redemption arc for her in the second one.
That sounds like a much better movie.
And what happened? And what happened was in the second one, they made Finn Jar Jar racistly. I mean, Rian Johnson,
because he can't spell his name right.
Rian Johnson is basically a racist son of a bitch, and so is Kathleen Kennedy because fuck the black man. He can't have power. I mean, even George Lucas gave fucking Samuel L. Jackson a purple lightsaber because Samuel L. Jackson demanded a purple lightsaber.
What color? Okay, Sam. What color lightsaber did you want? Purple. But the only common I want purple. Okay. Get him a purple lightsaber.
Well, I think the logic. I remember watching stuff talking about him and his purple lightsaber, and it's supposed to partially symbolize the fact that Qui-Gon technically uses the dark side in a lot of his fighting techniques because he dabbled in that.
And he's been Jedi.
Yeah, well, kind of like that. But part of the other concern is because there always has to be a dark side, and if it wasn't, if you do destroy all the Sith, he's going to turn. And that's part of, like, I think Yoda knows that too. It's like that's part of the reason why you can't really get rid of them. You can, stop them as best you can, but fucking Christ, if he turns, and he would have been like the new Dark Emperor. He would have. If it wasn't for Palpatine, it would have been him. Which is another thing that they could have dealt with. Which I'm like, that'd be neat.
Or Luke would have become some sort of lost soul or something. Because
that would have made more sense because of the fact that having himself put on the Hermit Island with the green milk of goodness,
the titty milk,
would have made more sense. It's like he locked himself away. I mean, they were kind of going down that route of him, trying to not be a Jedi.
Well, you bring up a good question. I'm gonna backtrack this a little bit to what we were talking about, like the DC stuff with Harley Quinn and stuff like that.
Okay, we're going back to God.
I know. So.
Well, to be fair, I mean we've been bouncing all over the place. We need to stay on one topic.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean it's just something.
I mean, he should be bouncing all over the place and sticking on one topic and putting a baby in somebody. I don't know.
How dare you!
No, I like to see.
You heard that here? He said no.
I like to see a Mr. Freeze adaptation.
Sparky, may I have a suggestion? If you decide to retitle this stream, you can call it Re-Caffeinated with Sparky, Penn, and Friends, episode 16: the ADD edition.
Call it, yeah, definitely.
That's like every other episode.
That's pretty much almost any episode that I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, if
Yes.
in it.
Allow me to express my appreciation for such a display of wit through the act of laughter.
Alright, so any episode I have Rogue and Jim Max in, it's the ADD edition because of all the fucking sound pads.
Yeah.
But no, I just want to backtrack and go because I never got a chance to really say. I'd like to see a Mr. Freeze adaptation because that would be cool.
It would be interesting to see another rendition of it, but we're never going to see it.
Well, you guys were talking about Finn, and it's like, yes, that's true, but the character that comes to my mind was Mr. Freeze.
Well, there was a scene in the Rise of Skywalker, or Fall of Skywalker, or Rise of Palpatine, whatever, where Finn is talking to Rey.
I gotta tell you something.
Finn was trying to open this door, and he couldn't, and he turned away, and he said, "If only I could open this door," or whatever, something along those lines. And BB-8, what they did was originally he was supposed to open it with his power, without thinking about it, but instead they decided the CGI BB-8 in there.
That motherfucker out. Like, nah, we can't have that.
We can't have a black man having power. Fuck that shit.
No. Correction. We can't have a competent black man overshadow our female protagonist.
No, that's what.
But that sounds exactly what Kathleen Kennedy was saying.
Actually, JJ had originally left that scene in there. When he did the edit, he left it in there, and what they did is they covered it up with. They went and re-edited his edits, his final edit, and added BB-8. That's why it was extended. We all thought that JJ was editing it, but it was actually Kathleen Kennedy and her group, and they actually cut out the scene where he explains he was able to use the Force.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Sparky, you need one of those little hats that have like beers on either side with a straw going to your mouth. It'd be a lot easier. And just the visuals on that just be insane.
Well, that's why John Boyega is so pissed off, because he was supposed to have his moment in this movie, and instead they just fucking.
He was supposed to have his moment in almost every 3 of those movies, and they were taken away.
And he was just like, "Fuck Disney." Yeah, that's why him and a couple other people have been like, "Fuck Disney," because they were supposed to get moments.
Well, have you seen Boyega's Twitter? It's priceless. I love it.
Yeah. It's fucking like.
But let's look at it. Oh yeah, he was supposed to go to PR training so that he doesn't do this kind of shit anymore.
Oh bullshit!
That's gonna go work well. Let's look at it. The question is, will the extended cast come back to reprise their character role?
I don't think so. Well, for one, John Boyega has basically said no fucks given at this point. And
Oscar Isaac wants to continue. He's not going back anytime soon. John Boyega, I hate that word. His last fucking name. He's out. He doesn't want to get Disney-fied. Adam Driver, he's like, I'm done. Slay ya. I might be winning an Oscar, so peace. All that's left is Daisy there, and she's not going to be kicking around anytime soon because she's got to kind of repair the damage done for her career.
Yeah, that's 10 years in exile, I believe.
Well, she's got to go back to the UK. She's not going to be seen. She's going to be redoing everything in the UK world, so that when she comes back to the United States, it would have been 5-10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But John Boyega, the great thing about John Boyega, he's black, so they can't sue him because then they're trying to tell a black man what he can and can't say.
Exactly.
He's great. He's safe. I'm pretty sure he was talking to Samuel L. Jackson and said, "They won't do shit to you. You're black." I mean, because that's the way he's talking, like how Samuel L. Jackson used to talk shit.
I was like, Jim, it's like when I watched on Netflix, and I did not buy a ticket to watch that shit in the theater. When I watched The Last Mary Sue on Netflix, and I did a Twitter thing, I also did a video, and in the video, which is now on BitChute because Disney blocked it in all countries when I uploaded it to YouTube. Fuck you, Disney. That part in the movie where everybody keeps saying it's Mary Poppins Leia, I went, no, fuck that. When she pulled herself to the ship. There was one inspiration I had and only one theme song running through my head. And then
Supergirl, the Supergirl version or the Superman version?
The Superman.
Because there was a Supergirl movie which was the same theme. Yeah. But it was done a little bit lighter and less heavy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I watched both.
Well, it's because she didn't have that time of the month yet.
Yeah. Leia couldn't have that. But the thing is, Leia was by that time pretty barren and dried up, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I'm sure light, not so heavy.
Dude.
I'm pretty sure she was going to have
Don't ask, Red Predator. Please don't ask.
I saw that, and then there was the one at the beginning where they were doing the.
She did.
Where Poe was acting like he couldn't hear Hux on the thing, and halfway in between their exchange, I couldn't help it. I put that old timey Verizon wireless commercial with a dude popping his head out and going, "Can you hear me now?" I couldn't help it. I gotta find the clip. Oh God!
Now, Red Predator asks, "Why is Sparky supposed to be a farter?"
He's a farter? What?
A farter? A feather? A father?
Father.
A mother?
And yeah,
I'm gonna go take a shit.
Jim,
No,
Jim, you'll
something
appreciate
Samaj
this because
started.
the one temptation I couldn't avoid was me speeding up the throne room fight and putting it to the Benny Hill theme song.
Oh,
No, it has to be done. Look, Adam Driver was killing it. I'm sorry, but Daisy, she was fucking it over. It needs to be done.
I gotta find
I
this.
did it.
I actually did when they came out with the preview of preview for the Fall of Skywalker. They did this like where they had the original trilogy and the prequels, and I was playing. They were playing the dun 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 dun, all that song.
Yeah,
and then it went into the hold on here. See if I can find it. I did this. I actually did this in post. And then it went into the Benny Hill song. Right as soon as Daisy. Yep. Hold on.
Yep.
I will send this to you, and you should all get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find. The only thing I hate is me trying to search for a particular video on BitChute. It's the only thing they need to fix, in my opinion. Well, that and the.
There's a few things that they need to really focus on, but right now, I mean, what they've got so far is a pretty good system.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of things, I've got to upload a few new.
There you go. I just sent it to you.
There.
Actually, I'm going to put this in Sparky's YouTube.
Oh God! Don't put it onto his YouTube. He's already, pretty much dead in the water.
No, not no. I'm going to put his Discord into Shilling. Does he have a Shilling?
We have a Shilling. I don't know if he has a Shilling.
Yeah,
I'll put it in No Fucks Given then.
That'd be a good idea. Put it there. Be a lot easier.
It's in the very bottom in the community section.
See that makes a whole lot of sense. He that's how much people really want him to shill on his page. Right at the bottom there, not the top, not near close, where anybody else can actually see this shit. They have to go all the way to the bottom.
Well, above that, dedicated people in the Discord and Sparky's network.
There it is.
It's okay, Sparky. We know that you don't like anybody shilling on your Discord. We get it. We understand. It's fine.
People shill.
But the first minute, first like 45 seconds is really serious. And then it goes, right as soon as it starts throwing the last Skywalker, it just goes into all the Benny Hill music. And it fits perfectly. I just started playing it.
He accidentally made it a thing. It just kind of happened. It insists for it exists.
Okay.
So if you go past, you can skip past the first 40 seconds, but but if you watch the whole thing, it's just, I thought I did a beautiful job somehow.
Right.
Somehow.
In my House of Geek thing is the link to my BitChute video for the Maddie Tweets The Last Jedi. And if you get to where it's got 8 minutes and 25 seconds left, that's the fight scene that I sped up and put to the Benny Hill theme song.
Nice.
So
where is it? House of Geek, you said?
Yep.
Yeah. So who wants to listen to a funny failed tech moment of mine?
Do you have a techno tale that's funny? Does it require you being zapped again?
No, it doesn't require me being zapped. It requires me trying to fucking use Nightbot. So the whole entire time I'm going to the commands, I'm bitching because Nightbot won't tweet out or won't put into the comments my changed Discord link. And it doesn't matter what I do, I've changed it, it won't fucking do it. Well, I kind of forgot. I had to go down to timers and change it there. 9 commands. I just now figured that one out.
All I can say is Krillin.
Thank you.
Yes, Red Photo, she will be named Captain Hawk.
What?
She is on. Red Photo's asking is Mr. Sparky.
His girl?
Yeah. Yeah, that will be Captain Hawk. She is on my Discord and she has her own Twitter.
Yeah, and apparently she's much more famous than he is.
Is she?
She could be. Who the
She
fuck
will be
knows at
now.
this point?
She could be if she tried a little bit more on her drawings and stuff like that and trying to get them out there to people. But she will hardly post stuff.
Everybody knows that Ronan is a truck driver, and I remember one day he went on his Twitter. He goes, "God damn it! How did I get this many followers? I don't use this very often. Why are you people following me?"
That's simple.
I'm like, you're married.
Yeah, the more you know. Hey, I've got that somewhere.
I'm like, you're married to me and you're a smart ass. Those are two positives.
It usually is.
But now, Captain Hunt is honest. She is trying to do commissions, but you gotta have people want to do commissions for us. So she's trying to branch herself out there slowly and get recognition. And I've got a gallery in my Discord that has all her artwork that she's posted so far. And she'll post her stuff.
Instagram.
Oh yeah, is she not on Instagram?
I don't believe so. She's
okay.
on. She's on Pinterest, Twitter, my Discord, and I believe DeviantArt.
Okay.
So basically,
okay, at least
what
she has
she's
a
done
deviant.
is she's taken over everything Sparky except for this channel.
All right. Well,
Well, that'll be the next target.
Of course.
You do need to have you need to swamp everything with as many hashtags as possible, and you're gonna have to do Instagram. If she's not on that, tell her to get on that. Also, get the fuck off Pinterest. That's just a place for wine moms. They don't have money.
Oh shit!
Well, most of the money, if they did, it was spent on wine. So
yeah, I'll show her a little bit. I'll show her a little bit what she's done so far. Yeah, depends if you can see it or not.
I don't know. Can we see
it? Well, I'm screen sharing it right now on the stuff that's in
screen share?
her.
It takes a little bit for the catch up, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I was kind of waiting for it to catch up because right now all I saw was a black fucking screen there for a moment. It's like, what the hell?
Sir? What, sir? What? I got it. You do? What? I know how we can run everybody out of Rock Ridge. How? We'll kill the firstborn male child in every household.
Too Jewish.
Too Jewish.
It's not that she doesn't want promoted. It's she doesn't know how to go about doing it.
Okay. Well, often you let the work come to you, and that's where the hashtags come in.
Yeah, she's been utilizing that on Twitter a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to do. Well, also, I mean, you do popular stuff. I'm seeing a couple anime and mangas and that.
I see Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
Now, if she can do like a combination of Poe Dameron with Edgar Allan, that'd be kind of cool.
Does she have like a tablet or anything? Does she do digital art?
Yeah, she does a lot. She's got an actual drawing monitor that I got her like 2 years ago. She does a lot of stuff on it. But what she'll do is she does a lot of hand-drawn art. And she's figured out a way on how to filter it out to make it look like an actual digital drawing by taking out the shading and the lighting and actually just having a complete white background in her line art. So she's been digitizing her hand-drawn art a lot more recently now.
Is someone doing something weird in the background, or is that me hearing?
I live in an apartment complex, and there are children outside my window playing football.
Okay, because I thought I heard something like that classic scream of
Yeah, I'm waiting.
It's a normal thing, man.
I'm waiting for one of them to step and poop because I'm the only one that cleans up my dog's poop.
And yet you get blamed for it, huh?
No, I don't. It's just there were about 4 of them out there one day, and one of them decided to take off their flip flops. So I'm like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Dog's poop there. He immediately put his flip flops back on.
Nice. Yeah, flip flops don't help you much, anyways. You might as well left them off. Honestly,
no, it's like I don't know why he decided it'd be a good idea to play football with flip flops on, but that's neither here nor there. My whole thing is it's bad enough to step in poop with shoes on of any kind. I wouldn't want to be the idiot stepping on a pile of poop barefoot. Yeah.
Oh, I live in the country, so it's like a normal thing. Unless you got a cut, you don't really have to worry about it.
Now, here's one that she did off of, I can't remember what comic book it was. She did a comic book or a graphic novel for Batman, and she transposed. She didn't trace it, she transposed it from a small book cover to a giant poster board.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it right now.
done.
Yeah, it should be on screen now.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Well, I'm in the thing here. I would think like the reason why I bring up the iPad is it's easier to do commissions and we do things digitally. It'll also digital will give you options that the hand drawn doesn't get you. Like for instance, when I'm drawing, as I'm drawing the picture, I flip the canvas because when you're looking at from one if you're only looking at the picture from one direction, you don't realize it because you might be.
Yeah, but they're no longer a group.
Huh?
They're no longer a group. One Direction.
Oh,
no.
So I went ahead and posted her DeviantArt account and the YouTube channel.
Oh, she's a deviant too. My God! And you haven't.
Your attempt at a dad joke failed miserably, sir.
Of course.
You were the chosen one!
No, that wasn't even a chosen one. Sorry, no.
No,
Sorry,
that's where your failure begins.
Yeah.
I did get a basic starter kit of pen nibs so I can actually start practicing my calligraphy in earnest. Haha.
Yeah.
No,
she's got a.
So I can't call you a noob anymore. I just call you a nib.
Very funny. Aha.
But no,
Nib!
she does a lot of artwork on phones. She has a netbook that's got a touchscreen on it. She'll use it. She's got a specialized pencil that she can use with it. She'll do stuff on that. But a lot of times she just likes doing stuff with paper and pencil because that's what she's used to. When she wants to go to a computer room and she'll get on a computer and she'll do stuff on that.
Well, I hate to do this, but I have to drop off and say adieu. I've got to finish doing my laundry and get ready for my stream at 3.
Read it.
All right.
Wow, bitch.
Man, go ahead and throw your link down in the comments, and we'll have everyone who's here try to go over there.
Threw it on the
I'm going to be
ground.
there, which is on Twitch at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. I will be streaming Lord of the Rings online.
Oh, we just did that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did a Lords of the Ring kind of thing. Yes, we did.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm 0 to maxing a dwarven champ.
Alright.
So, you get to hear my character go Baruch Kazan as he smashes heads and cleaves people. Well, hopefully I'll see you guys there. Take care, everybody.
Yeah, you won't see me there.
Bye, Ned.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna have to be dropping here in a few moments too because I
You're
have
gonna
a
drop it
whole
like
thing.
it's hot.
I'm gonna drop it like it's hot.
Do you got homework to do still?
Yep, and I got cleaning to do, and football. Even though I don't watch football, everybody's gonna care about it, not me.
At least it's not basketball right now because of a certain man that died.
Come on.
A certain man.
Pokemon.
Well, I mean, his name kind of sounds like a Pokemon, so sure.
Kobe-mon. It's a Kobe-mon.
Kobe.
Dropping like flies. No, we kind of.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to keep going, that's fine. But
I've got a life.
I'm
I got
gonna-
other things I got to do. I got to finish off my jerky making shit. So
Wait, say that again.
jerky making shit.
Oh, I thought. Okay, I thought you said.
What do you think?
Wow, I don't have a soundboard clip for that one.
I heard drinking making.
I heard jerking and making something. I was like, what?
There you go.
I need a WTF one.
Apparently, Samaj, being the other Canadian, did not question what you said. He understood it perfectly.
What
I
to
don't
do?
know.
I need a what to do here.
I've never met him in my entire life. Just because we're Canadians doesn't mean we actually know each
No, but apparently he understood what you said.
other.
I mean, I either did or I didn't. I blocked it out. I'm just looking at stuff now.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. You just kind of move on.
Yeah, exactly. So we
Dead
call it
air.
quits?
Death to America and butter sauce.
Oh, god damn it. Anyways, roll us out, Sparky.
Why do you leave? We can keep going if everyone wants to keep going.
Don't boil me. I'm still alive. Iraq lobster.
Oh god. Okay.
Iraq lobster.
I'm gone. Adios. I'll see everybody next week.
Take care.
Yeah.
It just got really quiet there, and I thought, okay, everyone was just like, yeah, we got nothing left to talk about.
We're on the 2:45 mark, so yeah. But
Let's get the fuck out of here before it gets worse.
So
I mean, all I can say is just simply this:
finish him.
So, everyone, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching today. Today was a really good episode. Hopefully, we'll have more good episodes in the future. Hopefully,
maybe if you're lucky.
Maybe if I'm lucky, I don't get taken down because of all the Wigger Bomb things that was happening from Jim Max. So
Back up a number 6 on him.
Number 6? I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that one.
Well, that's where we go riding into town. A whopping and a whopping. Every living thing that moves within an inch of its life. Except the women folks, of course.
You spare the women?
No, we rape the shit out of them.
anyways,
that's so
rolling the music out now. Thank you for joining. You can please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one next Sunday. Take care, everyone.
I like the fact you got the trait glasses for this shit.
He's trying to hide who he is at this point.
Fuck yes. Not gonna help, Sparky. We all know who the fuck you are.
Take care, everyone.
Look what I got here. Hey, where are the white women at?